Hey, g'day guys. Thank you for being here again. 5 days in a row. I think that's the most in a row I have done. But it's been a very fun week with you all. And today is my Friday, so happy Friday to me. And so without any further ado, I wanted to introduce our guest today. It is Kilroy. G'day, Kilroy.
Good evening, everybody.
Thank you for being here. I've been looking forward to this stream. We've been trying to tee it up for a while. I know. I think competing schedules and time zones and all that kind of stuff has made it a bit difficult, but we're here now.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but thank you for having me on. I very much so appreciate it.
No, pleasure, mate. And so tonight we're doing a Ramona call, and this, as I was saying to you just before, I actually hadn't heard this call before, which is it's nice to kind of come across one you haven't heard before, because sometimes you hear them all so many times you can almost say the lines before Lawn does. So this is a pretty good one, and I've grabbed this one. I don't believe it's in the dump. I've never seen it in the dump at least. So this one comes from Chronicles of Cod's channel, which the link to that is in the description. So please go over there and subscribe if you haven't already. And he very kindly, gave me permission to play it off his channel. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
Um,
appreciate it, Chronicles. If you ever hear this, appreciate it a lot.
yeah, no, absolutely. So before we go through and say hello to everyone, that kind of stuff, it's actually been a while since I've had a newish guest on, and I recalled as I was starting this stream, as I was listening to the Pretty Reckless then, that I forgot to ask Vast Ravioli the usual questions I do around Lorne's virginity and that kind of stuff. So I'll have to catch up with her another time to get that on the record. But so firstly, what got you into pornography or TCAP in general?
As far as TCAP, excuse me, as
All
far
good.
as TCAP goes, I've been listening to it for I'd say close to 12 years at this point.
Hmm.
Uh, it was back in high school. I was always playing the full episodes on YouTube, as background noise while I was doing my homework.
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
so I've been listening to it for over a decade, which I try
Wow.
really hard not to think about some days. So that's how long it's been as far as TCAP is concerned. As far as learnography goes, it's really just been like the last couple of years. I noticed I came into a couple of videos back when Bass Shaman was doing his things, and I wasn't the biggest fan. So I was just like, I don't know what this chat log reading is, but this is way too long for me, to care about. So I
Mm.
kind of ignored it. And then I came across some of Nick Bagler's streams or his videos,
Yep.
and then it was, from Nick Bagler to to everyone else really. So it's been 4 or 5 years or so as far as lorography is concerned.
Yeah, nice. And that's what, I find it's pretty what it was definitely for myself, but I found with everyone I've talked to about this, it's not something, you can be told about, and you've just got to get there gradually. And it's funny because like I came across the base shaman's reading of the chat log after I already knew a bit, but I fully think if that was the first thing you came across, you'd be like, what the fuck is this? But it was amazing to kind of get context on it all, because there'd be no way in hell I'd actually be reading that chat log myself, like just sitting down and reading that bestseller. Um,
Yeah, that's what really turned me away. I was just like, this has something to do with To Catch a Predator, but I was just like, I'm not about to sit here and listen to all this. This is way too much for me.
yep. And if you
Really
if
had to dip my toe in it.
Yeah, and if you've seen a bit of Lawn before that, it certainly gives it, like, you can picture him saying this, like, because once you kind of know his mannerisms and the really weird way he talks and that kind of stuff, I think it adds to that performance by Shaman, because you can picture Lawn with his stupid fucking smirk when he's sitting at his computer writing this, thinking that he's, top shit. So yeah, no, that's cool. So a long time T Kappa. Um, and where do you sit on the is Lorna Virgin?
Ah, man. It's I first want to preface this by saying that I've spent more time than I ever thought I would in my life thinking about a 50-year-old man's virginity. Uh, I want to lead into my answer with that. I I don't I don't think he's a virgin.
Okay.
I just part of me is just like, I've known and met some desperate ass people in my life, and I feel like as much as he goes out drinking, all it's going to take is someone who's having a dry spell, a string of bad luck, who's liquored up, and if he was doing it when he was young enough, I see it happening. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's proven, but I can see it. I can see it happening, and that's just enough for me.
That is interesting, and like to be honest, I think that was my thought for a long time because I did used to think he was definitely not a virgin. And when I'm saying this, I mean we will never know, so there's no right or wrong answer. So I'm in no way, but the reason I think I changed because I used to think the same thing. I thought, well, you know that it's just going to happen. I mean, the likelihood of it, and to be honest, when he was younger, I mean, he wasn't a super stud, but he wasn't as demonstratively unattractive as he is right now. And obviously that was
Right. Yeah.
also prior to all the stuff we know about him now coming out. So I used to think if this guy's sitting in a bar and like you say, maybe there's a lady there who just wants to have a hookup, doesn't want a relationship, that kind of stuff, and but then I kind of went to think, well, but there's going to be a whole heap of other guys in the bar that want that, and would Lorne be the one that she would choose? So maybe not, but definitely, if he lost his virginity, it had to be prior to the world was introduced to him. Like once he was on to Catch a Predator, if he hadn't lost it already, he definitely hasn't lost it since.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, I think there's strong evidence for both camps. Like his general lack of knowledge regarding women's bodies, things like that, just like, oh, automatic virgin. But then there's other things from just like, it's the sort of places he tended to run around. I'm just like, I could see it happening.
Yeah, and my only other point that makes me think that wouldn't happen is like in that scenario, and I do agree with you, that would be the only scenario it would happen. And this is like, I just want to hook up with someone, there you'll do that kind of thing. But he is so awkward that because he would have to initiate something, and I don't see him doing that. Like I don't see him doing that because he's so weird and so awkward. So it literally would have to be the scenario that there's no one else in the bar, and she's gone, yeah, righto, shut your fucking mouth. We're never speaking of this afterwards. And the thing, I think if he did hook up with someone, he would stalk the fuck out of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely,
But
absolutely. I mean, the whole thing with Nikki shows that. So, I think there's like a good maybe 3 year window when he was young enough to see it happening, but before and after that, I don't see it.
yeah.
But I could be convinced. These calls here were sitting on Chronicle of Cod's PC, so a call could come out tomorrow, with undeniable proof or evidence. I'm like, you know what? Yep, I could see that. Never doubted it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right. I mean, we'll unless that actually comes out, we'll never know. But no, that's good. That's a good chat to start us off here. So, I want to say hello to everyone. So, g'day Spencer Silvera, Cornville Councillor, Melvin Amos, Schmuckamuck, Ricardo Mercedes, Fly Guy, more crap for put downs, Killdeer, Carrot Gaming, Cool Whip Cat, Tiffany Rose, Rachel D, Lorne's Burn Phone, Mandy S, Lord of the Rings, Winnie's boyfriend/husband, Dr. Cassandra Elizabeth Vaughn, Clover, Kathy Mack, Christine Spencer, Witchard, Tracy Hamill, yeah, nah. Anthony R, Cindy 32, The Bell of Silent Rick, goes to Tony Farmer. Cyber Squeak, g'day Cyber Squeak, another great stream this earlier today. Bud Roscoe, Private Dink. Pee Wee the Great. Juniper. I was actually not fucking the doctor this time, Juniper, I will have you know. I am the Senate. G'day, mate. Who else we got here? KY, typical Cornville three-way. Christine Spencer, I can't remember if I said hello to you. If not, hello again. Tickle Tickle with some other guy. James Sanders. Asbury Brad. Reb Drive-In. Coyote Lady 613. G'day. Evil Little McNuggets. Hi, Precious. Moton G. Cod's Wingman. Ragefilled Virgin. Let's go all jumpy like we always do. YouTube, we're going to do this again, are we? Sprinkle Cake. G'day, Sprinkle Cake.
I just saw the name Puss in Breeds. So that's fantastic. Best name I've seen yet. I love that so much.
What's this? I haven't actually got down to that yet. What did Puss in Breed say? Or you just say the name?
I just saw their name.
Yeah, it's a great name. I do love it. Like, that's what I say all the time. Like, everyone has so many great names in this community.
Oh no, I've turned chat against me. Now Tiffany's here. I think it's time for me to go.
Alison K. Lulu Bop 19. Shoo Shooey. Smokey the Cat. Kayla. G'day, Kayla. Oreo Pudding. Whenever I hear Kayla, all I can hear is weird version song. Kayla. You sound so sweet. Egbert. Honest. G'day, Honest. That damn doctor. Constantin. Who else we got? Majestic Folklore. Tiffany Lockhart. I agree. Winnie's boyfriend/husband is invalid. So feel free to time him out. I see what you're referring to now with Tiffany's comment. Anyone that thinks Lorne is a virgin needs to leave. Look, I do agree, and it is a bit awkward because I don't. I was not expecting that from Kilroy. Just joking, mate. Eileen Clayman, Puss in Breets, High Stakes Games. Clobber, g'day Clobber. Great to see you in here.
The great CT.
The great CT, clobbering ting time, as Jordan the dickhead would say.
I miss him so much.
I do. I do. Well, see, I feel weird saying I miss him because I didn't see him the first time around. I saw him once or twice in chats just with his weird fucking comments, and I just thought, you're a weird dude. But now I wish I was aware of him at the time because everything is so retrospectively funny now. And I would love him to come back. And as I think Shins or a few people have said before, like, can we, or maybe it was Wes, can we offer him some amount of money to get him to come back and go, you get this amount, or it might have been Clobber actually, you get this amount of money if you sit here for an hour and just let us rip the shit out of you. Because I would do that.
I contribute, absolutely. I've got $100 on it, let's go.
Yep. And Clobber, I would give you a wrench, mate, but I know you're going to kick out Tiffany, so I'm too torn. Like, you can't.
I don't know. Like, I support giving Clobber a wrench if that's what's going to happen. I'm not opposed to this motion.
My God. Well, you know what? Now Tiffany has a wrench, so boom. But don't click out Clobber. All right, with great that comes responsibility. Tiff, don't kick out Clobber. Now I've tripped over my words enough. So anything you want to say before we crack into this?
No, not really. Just thanks again for having me on. Thanks to everyone for showing up, and thank you to Chronicles of COD for finding this call.
Absolutely. Cool. All right. Now Clobber and Tiff are both moderators, so I'm pretty sure they can't kick each other out. So just play nice, everyone. Cool. So here we go.
If you're gonna play in Texas, gotta have fiddle in the band. That lead guitar is hopping off for Louisiana man. So rolling up that boat, faded love, let's all dance. If you're gonna play in Texas, you gotta have fiddle in the band.
Beautiful, Lorne. Just cracking way to start.
Hello.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. What is going on?
You tell me. 8 fucking hours of somebody in fucking Texas. I'm fucking there to ignore me after you haven't fucking talked to me. I'll be fucking shit for 2 weeks. But you spend 8 hours with some fucking buddy, supposedly a fucking girl, for 8 fucking hours. You tell me how I'm not supposed to be pissed off about that. How?
And he's straight into it. Like, it's just,
Right?
like
It's just
I
like no
don't.
wind up, no build up. He's been simmering for God knows how long, and it's just like he just had his finger on the launch button, and here we go.
That's it. Like he just went straight there. And g'day, Chatchabate Billy. And I was going to say hello to Upgrade, but he apparently doesn't like me. So weird to be in my stream if you don't like me. But I'll say hello to you anyway.
I'm supposed to be thinking that's fucking normal. That shit ain't fucking normal.
What?
That's fucking bullshit. Tell me the truth about this fucking person in Texas.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm fucking talking about. You spend 8 fucking hours with somebody in Texas, and you spend 20 minutes on the phone with me today. Who the fuck is this person in Texas? Don't fucking tell me Texas, girl, because it's obvious. What the fuck are you going to talk about for 8 hours with some girl in Texas? Who the fuck is this person in Texas?
Lauren, why are you...
know you told me full of shit.
Lauren, why are you yelling at me like this?
Full of bullshit. And I've had to turn Lorne down a bit because he is redlining the fuck out of my OBS. Like
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Those are the best calls though when he's yelling so loud that he's botting out on his shitty little headset.
Yeah, they are great. Like he is just screaming. And like or he's yelling so much that the person on the other end has to legitimately ask, "What did you say?" Because it's just like word vomit. And g'day, Bianca V.
Because you spent 8 hours on the fucking phone today with somebody, and it wasn't fucking me. There's something fucked up about that shit, and you know it. And you know that now I fucking know it.
Why are
I want
you...
fucking honesty. I want you to tell me the truth. Who the fuck is this person? There ain't nobody that's gonna fucking talk. If they're not their boyfriend and girlfriend, they don't talk for 8 hours on the fucking phone.
So that right there is
Lauren,
one of like
what are you
the
talking...
saddest
Sorry, mate.
moments I've ever...
Excuse you, just go again. I was a
Sorry.
bit slow.
Yeah, no problem. That line right there, and like kind of like he said something similar to that like a second ago. It was just like, who would spend 8 hours on the phone unless they're boyfriend and girlfriend talking to somebody?
Yeah.
And I don't like. I can only speak for myself from my experience. Like I've done that before. Like I have a best friend, and like when we first hung out and met up, you know, we were at a little weekend thing. We had ran into each other. We'd spent 8 hours in like 2 days in a row, like just hanging out, talking, shooting the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then like after that, for like a year, like every Friday, we would we had our Friday calls. We'd get together and make our drinks or whatever. We would just shoot the shit. The fact that he can't fathom 2 people talking to each other for any length of time without there being some sort of intimate relationship is sad and pathetic. And like it's one of those one times I'm just like, Jesus Christ, he's really just kind of crippled as a human being, not physically, naturally, but just like, I don't know how he functions with that kind of mentality. It's really weird to me. And that's one of those moments that really brings it through.
You're absolutely right. Like he can't fathom a relationship unless it's a boyfriend girlfriend / sexual relationship. Like I think apart from this whole homophobic bullshit he goes on about, I think that's why he's not interested in having male friends, because he only sees the point of having a relationship with someone is so he can fuck them. Like that's so why would you be wasting all this time unless you are talking to them with that explicit goal? Like it's very bizarre. Like it is you hit the nail on the head. It's a very bizarre way to be.
Yeah, it's kind of like the one robot call with Jamie Amy, where it's just like, you know, 10 minutes, say hi and bye. You know, they don't need to know what's going on in your life.
That's right.
Granted, that was far in the future, but like it's one of those things that looking back through older calls after you hear that call, it's just like, he's always been kind of like this. I mean, we all know that, but it's just like, oh, here's another thread that goes a little further back than we really thought.
Well, it is, and there's a lot of, and like the few calls I've been listening to this week, like I've noticed a whole heap of threads that, you could see in the chat log with Kay. Like it's the same. I mean, that's why I've called this stream, Precious, tell Texas girl you need to go, please, because it's exactly what he did with Jesse. Like, remember the part where he's like, she had been talking to Jesse for like 10 minutes, and Lorne decided he needed to be the center of attention, so he's like, Precious, tell Jesse you need to go, please. Like, because that's exactly what he's doing here. Mm-hmm. He can't have anyone else have any attention on them besides him, because he's decided that I've got some time here in between trying to molest other girls and drinking and singing fucking karaoke, so I need my baby girl. Like, go fuck yourself. G'day, Dark Rex Simo and Chris Bromelo.
Talking about?
I want to know who the fuck is this person in Texas? Who the fuck is this person in Texas been all along?
She's a friend of mine.
8 fucking hours? Are you fucking kidding me? You haven't even spent the fucking 8 hours with me for the last 2 fucking weeks. I tell you on a mission, you born your fucking day. You spend 8 hours on the phone with somebody in Texas. What do you not see something wrong with that?
What? Upgrade, I didn't put you in timeout. Winnie's boyfriend/husband put you in timeout. And yeah, he was joking. I know you were joking. I just want to clear that up. So take out all of your aggression on Winnie's boyfriend/husband, and if you want to unsubscribe from him, I completely understand.
Lord, first I did that fucking shit to you.
Lord, first of all, it was not 2 weeks that we haven't talked. And second of all,
when did you go on vacation? On Saturday.
On vacation?
Was the last day that me and you talked. A week ago, last Friday.
So it hasn't
we didn't fucking talk the whole time you were gone. But you texted this person in Texas, but you couldn't fucking text your boyfriend. And we talked for 4 hours on Friday, last fucking Friday. Didn't have each other all weekend except a couple little fucking texts. And today you spend all fucking day on the phone with somebody in Texas. Tell me how much sense that makes to you.
That I talked to somebody who works with me who lives in Texas?
For 8 hours?
First of all,
she and I fucking spend 8 hours with your boyfriend the last 2 fucking weeks. I was with this fucking person in Texas that's so much more important than your boyfriend, so you're spending fucking 8 hours on the fucking phone with him. You don't see something wrong with that?
Lord.
You don't think I'm going to see something wrong with that? Especially when I tell you I miss you, and you you avoid me, and you spend 8 hours with this person? That's fucking shit.
How did I avoid you?
Really? I asked you if you're going to call me again. It was at fucking 1:30. You never even answered that fucking question. Completely avoided it. So obviously you wanted to spend the last 3 hours of the day on the phone with this person in Texas. Because that my question got avoided. If that fucking person in Texas didn't get avoided, who the fuck is it?
Lauren, you also know I have to work.
You have to work? Oh, yeah, you have to have that fucking person.
She should quit her job. Things will be much better once she quits her job.
She needs to get that fucking job right the fuck out of our lives.
Exactly.
You're on the phone with you in Texas, though, didn't you? Who the fuck is it?
A friend of mine.
Bullshit. You ain't spending fucking 8 hours. You never spend fucking 8 hours on the phone with her. Quote unquote her. From what you told me.
It could be a fucking guy.
What's that?
Could be a doctor. I say, it's a quote unquote her. It could be a doctor from Texas for all we know.
Exactly. Just another doctor. He's probably a doctor/therapist down there in Texas.
Doctor/therapist/cowboy.
Someone in the chat earlier said, it was a missed opportunity to have a character that's called the cowboy.
God, that would have been great.
And get a Daff Cracks.
I got a lot to say. She's a friend of mine.
Over 2 fucking weeks. Yeah, you texted with her when you were on vacation.
Lauren, it's not...
Time that you and I spent since you went on vacation.
Lauren,
Yeah,
it's
I
not...
have to fucking say, I can't fucking listen to you all day because I haven't talked to my boyfriend in almost 2 weeks. And you spent some time with my boyfriend. That fucking 8 hours on the phone with fucking somebody from Texas was much more important.
Lauren,
Even when your boyfriend tells you that he misses you.
Lauren, a friend of mine had a crisis, and I talked to her today.
For 8 hours.
Right there. Like, once
I don't even...
you've been told, like, what's going on, you would think you'd be like, oh, you know, like, first of all, you should never just launch right into it like that. But once it's been explained, it's like, oh, my friend was having something going on in their life. That's why I was talking to them. You would think that's the moment that cooler heads would prevail.
Yeah, that's right. Like he doesn't. What's the word? Like nothing gets through to him. Like you'd think that it doesn't matter how pissed you are. If you know she's like, look, my friend was having a crisis. I need help with that. He would have calmed down a little bit, and you know, at least try to. I mean, I know Lorne isn't compassionate to anyone, but at least try to act like it, you know, and like you said, say, oh, sorry, I didn't realise that. I mean, really, this behaviour isn't okay whatsoever, but at least he could have saved it somewhat there by saying, I didn't realise it was like that. You know, I feel like an asshole now, something like that.
Or even then, like at the very least, like the call starts, right? He doesn't even try to figure out what's going on. It's just immediately, you know, it's bullshit. Whatever's going on, you're avoiding me. It's nothing but accusations and, you know, just immediately launching into how she's lying to him, demands for truth and honesty. But never once is just like, what happened? What's going on? Just, oh, why did you avoid me? You avoided me. Who the fuck are you talking to? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, that's right. Like any unaccounted time, any like more than 5 minutes of unaccounted time, you're fucking. That's how life works in Lorne's little head.
5 minutes, you're being very generous, Corbin.
Well, I am a generous guy, but yeah, like that's the max. Like if you know, he'd probably, you know, if he actually had a relationship, they'd probably have to have a logbook, you know, and he'd, you know, come back from a long day of driving truck and be like, well, what were you doing here? What were you doing here between 10:45 and 10:56? You know, how many guys did you fuck?
God help us if Lord ever figured out how to use fucking Google Images and Google Maps to track his catfishes.
That's it. Or just sit there and watch them all day, because that's how Google Maps works. Google Earth works.
He get a smartphone just to keep an eye on them while he's driving.
Oh yeah, just smashing into shit, just watching them.
I missed. He's like, oh baby, I missed my turn because I was trying to see where you were going.
Baby. And g'day, Camp Bogle.
Even know...
You don't see something wrong with that? You don't think that I'm going to think something's wrong with that?
So it's a problem that I talked to a friend of mine?
For 8 hours? A few hours I can understand. But fucking 8 hours when your boyfriend's telling you that he misses you and is trying to fucking talk to you. And when he sends you a message.
And imagine this scenario. So, you know, she's got a friend on the other line. We don't find out what the crisis is, but, you know, to be talking, you'd assume that it's a fairly decent crisis. So she's in the middle of probably, you know, crying her eyes out and trying to work out what she's going to do. And she's like, oh, sorry, Texas girl, my boyfriend misses me. Gotta go. Like,
right? She's like, oh yeah, don't worry. I'm just gonna talk to my boyfriend for like 3 hours. Else he's just gonna spend 2 hours screaming at me. Let me go check in with him real quick.
Yeah, that's right. He's got to tell me that he's taken his boots off or whatever other bullshit, or talking about fucking drywall or whatever fucking shit he talks about.
Right, listening to him make, you know, whatever bullshit he's making in a disgusting ass kitchen, talking to Roscoe and Sadie.
Yeah, that's right. And Smokey the Cat, I don't actually eat shrimp on the barbie. That is a Aussie cliche. Yeah. Don't listen to what anyone else says. I definitely don't do it.
At 1:30 and says, "Are you gonna call me again today?" And you don't even answer that, and you're not fucking getting done work till 4:30. It's obvious that you wanted to spend the last 3 hours of the day on the phone with this person. And yeah, that's fucked up to me. There ain't no reason that you shouldn't think it's fucked up. Because that is fucked up.
I wanted to talk to a friend of mine.
You wanted to talk to a friend of yours, but you didn't want to talk to your boyfriend.
A
Who is
friend?
this fucking person in Texas? Is it a girl or is it a guy?
I had told you numerous times that this is a girl.
You told me about. What two fucking girls, unless the girlfriend and girlfriend, I guess spend fucking 8 hours on the goddamn phone, because one of them knows that the boyfriend misses them because they haven't talked to her for fucking God knows how long. Almost 2 fucking weeks.
There he goes again. Just
Lord,
saying,
it has
why
not-
would two women ever spend any length of time on the phone together? Like, just it really does just upset me. So it's just such a disgusting train of thought.
That's right. I mean, you know, in Lorne's head, well, if you're not lesbians, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you know, because
God, right?
in Lorne's world, you talk about sheetrock, boots, who are you fucking, and phone sex. Like that's the 4 topics.
What add-ons do you want added to the house, baby?
That's
all
right.
it
That's
matters.
right. Tell me what you think of the walk-in closet or whatever the fuck it is that he's building.
Right, and Cricker Jones, you're very much so right. It is absolutely tragic and sad that this kind of shit really does happen.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
we laugh at this dickhead all the time, but we have to remember there are people out there who aren't getting catfish, who are just in shitty situations, and it's terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. And g'day VA Hoss. VA Hoss.
And he's out there, he fucking told her out straight that he misses her. Trying to fucking talk to her.
Lord,
She
it
didn't
has,
say what she had to say in 3 hours. She had to have 8 fucking hours. Do you see that? What's wrong with that?
Congratulations,
I
Tracy
really
Hammond.
don't.
Oh, what was that?
I said I missed it. I was going to respond earlier, but I was chatting. Congratulations to Tracy on her baby.
Yes. Little little terror at the moment, I'd assume at that age. But at least you've got, you know, lawn calls to to take your mind off it, I guess.
Really?
I
She
really
couldn't say what she had to say in 3 hours and get the feedback. It took 8 hours for her to talk.
Lord, she had a lot to say.
Fucking 8 hours worth. That's all right. Your boyfriend got 20 minutes of your time. How fucking special. Especially when he hadn't had you for the last 2 fucking weeks of hobby shit.
You know I was away.
That was she that too.
Okay, and she and I didn't talk.
So obviously, a lot more important to spend time with her than it is with me.
It's right there. Like that's just so jealous. Just like you were just told, oh, my friend was having a crisis. Oh, she must have been so much more important. It must have been so much more important to talk to her than it was to me. It's just like, yes, someone going through a crisis ranks a little bit higher than someone who's, you know, a little bit lonely.
That's right. Like, I mean, because what exactly would they be talking about? They generally talk about nothing unless he is triggered by someone around them. Like, unless they're fighting, they don't have any conversation. So, but he's like, this is incredibly selfish. A lot of this,
and it's such a weird kind of selfish too, at least to me. It's just like you said, like he has nothing going on. Like I presume he's working at this time because I know there's some periods like during the Ramona saga when he wasn't. But it's just like, what does he want this time to talk to her about?
yeah.
I mean, it's just like, oh, I wrote you a poem. You know, let me stick my dick in you. Oh, when are you gonna come up here, baby?
Exactly. Are you expelling dampness yet? You know,
It's just like
that's
it's
sexy
like,
talk.
oh, you know, Lord, my friend's, you know, husband or fiance died, or you know, could have been a child or something. Oh well, Yeah, I'm real sorry to hear that. Oh, by the way, I want to stick my cock down your throat. When do you want to swing up towards Maine, baby?
That's it. Like he
And
literally.
that's really what you want to hear when you're coming out of crisis mode. Helping someone else, right?
Well, that's right. He literally couldn't give less of a fuck about anyone else. And I mean, and it like this call. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like goes back to the K-log. Um,
That's just a thing now.
that's my thing now, apparently.
Perfect.
But it's the same as like they're talking on the phone and she's like, oh shit, I gotta go. My parents are home and they're fighting. Not once does he say, oh look, I'm sorry they're fighting or
Oh,
that.
I
It's
forgot
like
about
we'll
that.
we'll get straight back on the computer then. Like like fuck you. Like I mean everything he does in that situation is abhorrent. But like you found a way to make sexually molesting children even worse than what that is. Like you couldn't give a fuck. And it's either he doesn't care or it's like what he was doing in the call we were listening to yesterday, where he just sits there, he doesn't actually listen to what people say, and he just sits there and waits for his turn to abuse. Like it's like,
Mhm.
well, it's like he just hears blah 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 blah. Well, yeah, fucking you too. Like that's how his
Right.
brain works.
I've had that thought. I'm just like I'm torn between thinking that it's just like it's that, or it's just like white static that he just tunes in and out of. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, like I'm not hearing voice noise. It's my turn to talk. The static has gone away. He's just back to earth and he's just ready to go at it. Also, welcome Shin's Koala. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Absolutely. G'day, Shins. Great to see you as always. And yeah, as Shins was saying, another one of these things he says to every catfish is, "What time did you go to bed and what time did you wake up?"
Oh God, that shit. That's the fucking worst.
He's got it's like he's scripted a lot of his shit, eh? Like it's like, well, they went to bed this time. They went to bed this time. I stopped talking to them half an hour before. I know they weren't watching Forensic Files.
Oh yeah, because staying up late to watch TV is it's so unbelievable.
It is never happens. And g'day to Madam Ovaries, and also that's a good name. And also Fly. Uh, no, I said hello to you, Fly Guy. Fly Great Galloping Gulags. Hello to you.
Lauren,
And Blanco
first
Jumpo.
of all,
And Natty J.
and I didn't talk on the phone while I was away.
You and I didn't either.
That's because
She
you
texted
decided.
you.
Lauren, you and I
Texted
didn't.
with this person from Texas. I never even got a fucking hi or having a good time.
Lauren, you and I didn't talk on the phone while I was away because you decided to get drunk the night before.
Yeah, and I was an asshole, but I didn't do that, so I didn't say hi. Just thought I'd let you know I'm having a good time. And yeah, I was all right.
That
I was
moment right there is like the turning point of the call, really.
Yep.
Because at this point, I don't know what I don't know what you know about old Texas Girl, but there's a couple other calls during the Ramona saga where Ramona references her friend from Texas.
Right.
And that's why I love this call so much, because I heard that reference so many times. So when I saw the call about her was finally out, I couldn't wait to hear it.
Yep.
And like that's what makes it so perfect, because she goes out on her trip to wherever it was, and he gets drunk the day before, the day of,
Mm.
and that's why she's just like, Lauren, just fuck off for a week. I don't want to deal with you. And then she comes back, and here we go with
Yeah.
this. Why did you leave me? Why did you abandon me? Oh, because you got drunk and abused me.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
and
that
that's
doesn't fucking count.
well, that's right, and that's not his fault. Like he wanted to go and get drunk, so Ramona should change her plans around that. And on top of that, this whole, she was away for a week or whatever, and like, how dare you basically not talk to me? Like this is so early into a relationship to be like this. Like, I mean, I don't know. Are we like 2 or 3 months or something? To be honest, I can't remember exactly how long the Ramona saga lasted, but
It was at least, I want to say, 10 months.
it was 10 months, was it? So, how long? Do you know how long into this kind of is happening? Like, how long had they been going out? In parentheses.
I feel like this is further on in the relationship, because there's another point that comes up that I don't want to spoil because I love it, where Lauren and Ramona are talking about something that happened earlier on when he quote unquote said, "Oh, I barely knew you back then." I feel like this was like at least 5 or 6 months into this saga.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I really don't have I can't like super narrow it down to like a specific time frame in reference to other calls like just yet.
Yep, yep. And yeah, Tracy Hamill, you did miss an opportunity there for to call your baby Cornville three-way junior. Although I do imagine that would ask some questions, but hopefully his first word is yeah, nah. That would be good.
Hello, Cat G. Welcome in. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, g'day Cat G. Great to see you as always, and see you again soon, Carrot Gaming. Oh, you're back, so we'll see you right now then, I guess.
My eye on my phone, looking for a fucking text from you saying something.
Lauren, you got drunk and acted the way that you did the night before I went away, and so I decided that I was going to spend that vacation time and not deal with it.
Okay, so you get back, you spend 4 hours with me on Friday, we get a couple of texts over the weekend, but you spend 8 hours with this person on fucking Monday.
Monday.
And you know your boyfriend's telling you that he
See, that's even worse because like going off what he just said, like I can presume that this is like Monday or Tuesday, something like that.
Yep.
She's been gone for a week, and Friday she was on the phone with his ass for 5 fucking hours.
And
then 2 other days pass where they're texting.
Yep.
What else? How else is he that fucking lonely that he needs like 6, 7, 8 hours? 3 days after she gets back and has fucking 5 hours with him.
Well, that's right, and like literally 5 minutes earlier in this call, he says, I haven't spent barely any time with you in the last 2 weeks. Yet on Friday, a few days earlier, they spent 5 hours. Like,
right?
He can't even.
To be fair, we have to remember that Lauren's like a dog, where it's just like his perception of time is a lot different than ours. It's like dog years.
Yeah.
5 hours to us might be perfectly fine, but he's used to like 7, 10 hours. So if he's literally getting a third of what he's used to, I think we're a little too harsh on him. I apologize, Lauren. If you ever hear this, I am sorry.
I don't know if you've listened to many of my streams, mate, but I'm not big into apologising to Lauren. But I take your point. But also Lauren is constantly drunk, so he's like on a constant bender. So maybe days just stream into one another, and he just loses track of time. So that could be it too. But it is.
I'm willing to co-sign that idea.
But it is like he just exaggerates everything, doesn't he? Just for effect. Because screaming, I haven't spoken to you, in 3 or 4 days since we talked for 5 hours doesn't have the same effect, I guess.
God, right.
G'day to
Rage-filled version. That is absolutely terrifying as a thought.
What was this?
He says, how does it feel to be dead because Lauren blacked out drunk and left you outside to freeze?
Well, true. G'day, Pizza Driver and Drive 137. And what I was going to say before is he always says Monday the same way. It's like, I've got a job interview on Monday. And g'day, Jake Breaker 19. You're spoiling me while I'm on the road. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you feel spoilt and not, disappointed. And g'day, Amanda James. Great to see you as always.
You and trying to get some time with you, but nope. This fucking person from Texas gets 8 fucking hours. Your boyfriend gets 20 minutes. That's fucking great. You don't see anything wrong with that.
No, because I had a friend who needed me, and I was there.
Yeah, well, you had a boyfriend that fucking needed you too.
And
the friend came before me.
You didn't have a crisis, and I talk to you all the time.
8 fucking hours worth of fucking help. Yeah.
I talk to you all the time on the phone, all the time.
Obviously, you wanted to talk to this person from Texas more than you did me, because when I asked you if you were going to call me again at 1:30, you never even...
Sorry, mate.
I know Cornfield counselor's heading out, just wishing them well.
See you, buddy. Have a good one.
Answer, but you spent the last 3 fucking hours of the day on the phone with this person from Texas.
I don't know why you keep saying this person from Texas. I talk about her all the time. You're acting as if you didn't know that. Like, you're acting as if you don't know who they are.
I was fine with it right up till you spent fucking 8 hours with her and avoided me.
Lauren, there was a day.
Okay with it.
Hey?
I said that's the fucking lie. He was never okay with it.
Never.
He's lying through his goddamn teeth.
That I spent 8 hours on the phone with you, and then I spent 2 hours on the phone with her, and you yelled at me because I spent 8 hours because I spent 2 hours on the phone with her, and I didn't.
And I get out of that. But when it's fucking 8 hours, when your boyfriend's trying to spend time with you, and all you had to do is say, listen, my boyfriend is trying to spend time with me. He hasn't had much time with me for the last 2 weeks, and he wants to spend some time with me. So I have to cut this short off at 3 or 4 hours of us talking so that I can spend some time with my boyfriend. Obviously, your boyfriend wasn't important enough. This person from Texas must have been a lot more important than I am.
First of all,
Why did you miss me?
First of all, it's only 6 o'clock. Second of all, the day that I got back, I talked with you. Actually, it was not 4 hours. It's 5 hours. I have phone records. And thirdly...
His phone records.
I'm going to justify 8 hours of talking to this person.
Why should I have to justify anything?
Because your boyfriend is trying to fucking spend time with you, and he can avoid it.
I shouldn't have to justify having friends.
I didn't say anything about you having fucking friends. But Jesus Christ, when your boyfriend's trying to spend time with you, you can't tell her that your boyfriend's trying to spend time with you, and he'd like to have at least fucking 4 hours today.
I mean, that is so fucking...
You know what I mean? At least 4 hours. That's what he needs. Like, every other day, he's just gonna fucking lose his shit out of loneliness.
Yeah, and, like, that is so fucking lame. Like, I couldn't even imagine being in a scenario where, you know, you'd tell your friend, well, my boyfriend wants to spend time with me, so I've got to go. Like, your friend would be like, your boyfriend's a fucking asshole. Like, tell him to fuck off. Like, at least I would hope they would be. Like, he just needs all this attention. He's so, attention grubbing, I guess.
No, your friend got to take up 8 hours. The boyfriend got to avoid it.
Lauren, so...
And further to that, like, why would you want to talk to him? Like, when this is what you get, like, imagine having either a conversation with your friend because they're having a bad time, or just having, like, a nice conversation with your friend, thinking, geez, I better jump off here so I can listen to this motherfucker abuse me for hours. Like, there's no incentive for you to want to make time for him.
And just imagine, like, his big demand is just like, you know, why couldn't you just hop off the phone with her and talk to me for a little bit? Everyone listening to this stream right now knows for a goddamn fact that if that happened, the point's gonna come where he's just like, why are you so anxious to get off the phone? Why don't you want to stay on the phone with me? Is it really that important? What's going on? Who are you talking to? It's a really shitty choose your own adventure where you always end up getting screamed at no matter what page you turn to with him.
Yeah, and that is a really good point there about, because, you know, in situations where you're in a healthy relationship and that kind of thing, you might be like, unless they needed your attention, that at some point in that 8-hour conversation, if you're in a healthy relationship and you weren't with an absolute asshole, you would know you could say, hey, look, I've just missed a call from my boyfriend or whatever. I just need to check that there's nothing serious. I'm going to call you right back. And you know, you'd call and you'd say, hey, yeah, no worries, honey. Look, I'm having a chat to Texas girl right now. She's going through a bit of a hard time. I'll call you later. And that person would be like, no worries. Tell her I hope she's okay, or some shit. Like, that is how normal people talk. But that she would know that Lauren wouldn't be like that, because it'd be like, why are you rushing? You know, like, she's had all your time, I haven't had any time, and all this kind of shit. And at one stage, I can't remember if he said it or he says it later, he talks about, well, you could have texted me, and he focuses on that like he feels like he's got a knockout punch there. But it wouldn't have been that case. She couldn't have just said, hey, Lauren, look, friend's having a hard time. I'll give you a call when I can later. He'd be like, no, fucking call me right now. Tell her to go. Tell Jesse to you know, you need to go. Like, oh man.
It's a lose-lose situation, and there's the only winning move is not to play.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, as Amanda James was saying, I can't get that Kayla song out of my head. Like, oh, this is the catchiest thing I have heard.
I'm like
I think we might have to play that soon.
I'm
supposed
down
to
for
tell
that.
her that.
You down?
I'm down.
Are you down, 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 down? Are you still down?
You know it. Those songs are like I was every time I come on, like I'm always just surprised like what new shit has come out like in the community. And
Yep.
like I had no idea they were a thing. I tuned into one of your streams, I'm just like, the fuck am I listening to? Like I'm not complaining, but I'm surprised.
It's good. They're very talented people here.
You can't talk for 8 hours?
Or that I have to cut her short when she has an issue.
How long did it really take to get? You cut her off in 8 hours. 4:30 you are talking to us.
I didn't cut her off at 8 hours because she called me back, but I was on the phone with someone else.
You're supposed to call me go out to 5, and what she call you back then too? 8 hours running out, she wanted another hour. You see the fucking problem I'm having here?
No, I don't.
You don't see why there's the problem. You don't see why I'm upset that you wouldn't stop talking to your friend to talk to me. How selfish can you fucking be, Ramona?
Jesus fucking Christ, Ramona. Isn't that fucking cunning?
Unbelievable. Fucking believable.
Are you drunk right now?
I ain't touched alcohol all day. I ain't touched alcohol freaking the last time we talked.
Because you sent me several text messages in a row.
The only way that would be true if he was completely out of money. Like,
right?
He talks about like he's shown some kind of restraint, but if he hasn't touched alcohol, which I doubt, it's because he just can't get any at the moment.
Yep. It's like that one call where he was talking about how he had kidney stones or whatever, and so instead of going and buying fucking Tylenol, for like $1, what did he do? He went and bought like a little bottle of whiskey for like $2.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he'd be the kind of guy that would buy a bottle of Mefo and a loaf of bread so he could strain it through the bread and get drunk that way.
I don't know. That sounds like a lot of work for him to do.
Well, that's true. That is. Maybe I am giving him even too much credit.
And normally this is how you
fucking hurt and I'm pissed. I don't care about fucking 3 hours.
That is very fucking true.
What's that?
What Shin was saying was very fucking true.
Yep, carrying around intrusive thoughts.
4 hours, fucking 8 hours. When I'm trying to fucking spend some time with you, you're fucking right. I'm gonna be pissed off. I have every fucking right to be. I missed you, and I told you that out straight.
Well, you're controlling.
Yeah, bullshit.
You're controlling.
It's not controlling. It's not missing you and wanting to spend time with you and not liking being ignored because some fucking friend in Texas wanted to spend 8 hours on the phone with you.
Lauren,
he's acting like it was planned out. It's just like, oh, hey, Ramona, like, fucking Thursday night, let's just hang out for a good 8 hours. Like, it was just planned. Not like some disruptive life thing happened. No. This was intentionally done, and everything was made to make sure that Ramona did not give Lauren any attention on purpose.
That's right. Probably Xavier. Like, probably Xavier was back in it this far. Just fucking up Lauren's life.
I would not be surprised. I mean, we all know he has Lauren's number, has been orchestrating every single event for the past fucking decade.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shit. Bullshit. Fucking Poland is this controlling bullshit with me. It's not controlling. It's mad because I haven't had any time with you, and I'm even told you out straight that I missed.
Yes, trashster. He's been treated like trashster, Tiffany. I do love that too. It's like, oh, I'll be treated like trashster. I love it when he mixes up his words. Like that is one of my favourite things. Or especially when he's so angry that he just wants to get as many insults out as possible, and it just all gets jumbled together.
It's great. It's really funny. I personally like it when his vocabulary is very limited. Like there are certain times just like how the fuck is he
no way.
I'm referring to like whenever he's like just batshit pissed. He always just reverts to calling someone a cunthole. Like that's all that he has at a certain point. It's just like, oh, you're gay, you're a faggot, oh, you're a cunthole. Like that's all that he has. But then like he's below that threshold. Like it's word vomit.
Yeah.
And it's great.
And that's it. Like his vocabulary, like he's got 3 adjectives that he knows. Special rules. Like he's so limited. And like I'm not saying like I'm not trying to say well if you've got a low vocabulary like who cares about that. But it's just amazing because he doesn't play to that. Like if you don't have a great command of the English language or whatever, then don't go out and try to say all this shit. Like just stick in your lane. But he thinks he's a lot smarter than he is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like there's absolutely nothing wrong with, having like a small limited vocabulary. But there is a problem when you're arrogant. And
Yeah.
How many calls have there been where Lauren's just like, oh yeah, you did the guy with that smart, did I? Oh yeah, you didn't know I was that smart.
I'm so smart.
When he thinks he's finally got someone by the balls, it's just like, Lord, if you had half a fucking idea, you would shut your goddamn mouth right now.
It'll make your head spin.
But I got fucking avoided person in Texas.
Lauren, you are controlling. You're very controlling.
I'm mad because I wanted time with you because I haven't had shit for time with you in 2 weeks. But I wasn't important enough. Friend in Texas is more important.
The fact that you said that you're not drunk, but that yet I'm receiving messages constantly because and first of all, much of that time, I was in a meeting, so I don't know.
No, you was in a meeting from 4:30 to 5 o'clock.
No, my meeting did not end until after 5:45.
You told me after 5.
I said, after 5. Not at 5, not at 5:30, after 5.
After 5. It made me think your meeting was fucking 4:30 to 5 o'clock.
After 5. Not at 5, after 5. You are very controlling, Lauren.
That's bullshit. I'm not fucking controlling.
I just thought of something. Yeah. I listened to that part. I listened to like I listened to this like more than a dozen times, and I just caught that. Earlier, Ramona said it's just like, oh, it's just 6 o'clock now. And she was just like, our meeting ended at like 5, whatever. Imagine getting out of a meeting at work, and you're going to call your boyfriend like you said you would, and then this is what you get.
Exactly. Like you've walked out and I mean, I always think about, imagine getting the voicemails that he leaves, but you've just walked out, maybe you're still in the office, walking out of the office, and all of a sudden you'd have to be like, holy fuck, like, because you'd be able to hear him screaming from, even if you had the phone right up to your ear, you would still be able to hear him.
Yeah, and it's just like, she did exactly what she said she would do. I will call you after 5 o'clock, after my meeting. Mm-hmm. You call him in like 5:50. And then this is what you get for like the next 15 fucking minutes.
Yep.
It's like you can't win when you do the thing you're saying that you're going to do.
Nah, you never win with Lorne.
Oh Jesus! Like I just thought about that. It's so exhausting.
Yep.
On the phone with somebody else and ignoring me. That's not controlling. It's being pissed off because you feel like you don't want to spend time with me at all. Like you don't want me. Period.
Lauren, there have been days where I have spent numerous days in a row where I've spent 8 and 10 hours on the phone with you.
Yeah, and fucking,
and that just sounds horrible. Like that much time with him.
There's so much time. I think what makes it, I don't know if it makes it funnier or, I don't want to say depressing. But if I remember correctly, Ramona was dating a guy like during this whole catfish saga.
Yeah.
Imagine being in a relationship with a woman who's catfishing somebody, and she's legit spending 10 hours on the phone, for months on end.
Yeah.
Like that's just.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of time not doing stuff together, or like they must have had to change plans at times, I guess. Although I guess with the way they did it, there was if you needed time or for whatever, there was like, I think Ember, had like a good way of distract him with other shit, I guess. But still,
Yeah.
it's dedication. Gotta
Right.
admire it.
I was thinking about it. I was just like, unless there was like something going on where it's just like, hey, like, this is gonna be like a weird and a messed up year. I'm not gonna be like around a lot. Maybe something's going on, like a long training period, or what have you, where they weren't really going to be together a lot. But okay, I'm gonna like take this on as like a hobby instead of I'm gonna pick up knitting and catfishing, for a year, something like that.
Yep.
That's the only way I could see that making sense. Like I couldn't imagine like if my girlfriend came to me and just like, yeah, I just want to catfish this alcoholic pedophile for a couple of months. Like, how do you feel about that? I'd be like,
I'm not sure.
There's it's such a weird thing to bring up. I don't know how she did it, but she did apparently.
Yeah, she did. She did a good job. And see ya, Smokey the cat. Enjoy your new house. And Tiffany would spend 10 hours on the phone to avoid talking to me. Which she's told me that before, so that's not a surprise to me at all. Thanks for sharing that publicly though.
And I had these going for 2 weeks. This girl from Texas, she has issues. I don't even get fucking how they're supposed to.
Lauren, you even had an issue.
I feel.
Lauren, you even had an issue with...
And she's not joking. Like, when she comes on a stream here, I'm told I can call 5 seconds before we start, and there'll be talk of nothing else bar the stream, so... Very hard.
Also, Amanda James, that is very accurate. I don't know how to feel about that. It's very true for all of us here.
Never talked to him, spent there. I was listening to Lorne, so I can't really talk. No.
Me going to Niagara Falls with my brother. You said that... You did. You said that you said that instead of going to Niagara Falls, I should be going to visit you. That's what you said.
That was just me, which was thinking that you swing around to see me.
Because in your terms, quote, your probation officer and your counselors are such bitches that they're giving you a hard time about me, and I should be going to see you instead of going to Niagara Falls, and my brother should want to be coming to see you or my brother should want to go to Maine. I told you that there's nothing in Maine that my brother's interested in, and you said that if I'm interested in you, then my brother should be interested in going to Maine. You're very selfish, Lauren.
And really, I don't know why Lauren wants that, because I don't have a sister.
I was just thinking that.
But if I had a sister and she was with Lauren, the conversation that Lauren and I would be having if I went to Maine would not be something he would enjoy.
Right?
It's bizarre that he wants that. And it is a bit different to everything else, because usually he wants to isolate his victims from, their family and their friends and that kind of stuff. So that is a bit out of his usual wheelhouse.
I think what it really comes down to, and I think he was kind of just hedging his bets, just like, okay, if she's going out on a vacation, her brother's got to come along. At least if they come out here, even if she's with him, at least I'll still get to see her, and we can be face to face. And I think that's what he was banking on. It's just like, the brother, not ideal, but he can put up with that, so he can at least see her.
Yeah, and he put on the charm, and and I do think, I don't think he is completely deluded, but he's deluded to think that he can impress anyone. Like, you know what I mean? Anyone that's got the wrong idea about him, just by spending a few minutes in person, they'll completely, their thoughts on law will be changed.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of something someone said on a stream from like a year ago. Lauren's always saying that people should stop judging him based off what NBC put out. But NBC, they didn't necessarily do Lauren wrong in what they put out. Like, he's a lot worse than what NBC put out. Like, he should be thankful that that NBC didn't like dig any deeper into him and like put that up there in his segment. He should be real thankful for that.
Oh yeah, they edited him, and I don't know why they did, because the whole point of the show would be to show the worst bits, but they edited him pretty well. They made it seem like, rather than just the absolute piece of shit that he is, like that they almost made it look like, not excusing what he was trying to do, but it was because he had somehow fallen in love with her and all this kind of stuff. Like, they edited him much better than what he is. And on top of that, if Lorne just fucked off after his jail stint, like he went to jail, he fucked off back to Maine, didn't put himself online, like we wouldn't know all this awful extra shit about him. Like we wouldn't know the kind of disgusting person he is. I mean, obviously him being a pedophile is disgusting enough, but all this stuff that he talks about, or you need to get to know the real me. Like we have known the real you, and it's somehow worse.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, of course I am. And you turn it around, so I'm a bad person.
I didn't use the word bad person, but you're extremely selfish.
I'm selfish because I want a little bit of time on my phone with my girlfriend after I haven't had it for a couple of weeks. After I haven't had hardly any of it for a couple of weeks.
You act like there's a Ramona famine, Lauren. You act like there's a Ramona famine or something. The fact is that you and I talked for several hours on Friday, the day that I got back. We talked. And before that, the most recent time we talked was the Friday before that. So it's not even a week and a half since I left.
And the last time you talked to this girl, person from Texas,
Cam Vogel has a really good point. He says that NBC made him look like a loser rather than a monster. That's very true.
Yep, it is.
It seems to be like that's like the two camps that they tend to edit it towards. Like they were either a dangerous monster, Lord knows what would have happened had we not been here, or it's just like, holy shit, look at this guy, he's fucking pathetic. And very little middle ground between the two. And like he got pretty good editing. That he. No one wants to be a loser, sure, but he should have just taken that and ran. Just been okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's well put, Cam Vogel. Like it was like, look at this kind of Gumby looking dude, rather than the even more of the monster that he is. And Drive, Aussies pronounce blueberries.
Earlier today. And the last time I talked to you was right now, and also earlier today.
Me earlier today, we were meeting for 20 minutes. Earlier today with Texas girl for 8 hours. Don't wonder how I'm going to be irritated about that, pissed off.
So.
I know you understand that.
I really don't
fucking stupid. Yeah, I know you don't understand it.
I do not understand why you are controlling and why you are possessive. I do not understand.
I'm not controlling.
This is controlling behavior, Lauren, and it's unhealthy. This is unhealthy.
It's not controlling behavior. It's mad because I tell you straight, I miss you. I want to spend some time with you, and I get ignored.
Lauren, this is controlling and possessive behavior. You messaged me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 times in a row, Lauren. You messaged me.
Fucking hell. So no acknowledgement that, that's not appropriate, or I'm sorry, or oh shit, I didn't realise it was that much, sorry. It was like, well, why would you ignore me? Like it's perfectly reasonable that he would do that.
Right, and I can also say that's my favorite thing about Lauren. Some people like the tears, some people like the rage. I like the fact that he just never acknowledges anything. It's just like, oh, like here's points, A through Z, why you fucked up, how you're wrong, and why you're a piece of shit. Yep. Yeah, but you made me feel bad. Why didn't you comfort me?
That's right. Yeah, well. What about you? Ain't nobody perfect, or the shit he always says.
And, like, oh, I'm such a bad person.
Yeah, well, you hear that a lot in this one. And Drive, probably some Aussies say blueberries, but I don't.
Why would you avoid me?
I had to work today. Today was my first long day back, and I had to work, as well as I spoke with a friend who was having a crisis.
For 8 hours.
And no, I didn't.
see something wrong with that?
First of all, I never said that I talked to her for the full 8 hours. I also had to work.
Well, I called you at 1:30. You said you were still on. When I texted you at 1:30, that you were still on the phone. What you were still on the phone with her?
Yes, I was still on the phone with her, and then we talked again.
Yeah.
You are so outrageously controlling, Lauren.
No, I am not.
And this behavior is unhealthy and toxic.
I am used to it being you and me. And when we're going around town without talking to each other, we always fucking talk to each other. As soon as we possibly can.
Nothing at all. It's like someone said earlier in the chat, like he just wants a robot. And that's very much so true. You know, he wants someone who would just do the same things every single day, never deviate from it. And because any deviation from, you know, that set pattern is just like, oh, what's going on? Where are they going? Who are they talking to? Who's cheating on me now?
Yep. That's right. Like his ultimate girlfriend would be a computer program that, like you say, just said the same thing over and over. Like, hi, Lorne, I missed you. Tell me more about the closet. Ha 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 ha. Like
Show me your penis.
Wow, that is huge.
We need to just crowdsource an Alexa unit for him, just to protect the women of Cornville.
That's exactly right. Big public service.
Lord.
No fucking sign anywhere of getting fucking drunk for 8 hours to talk to a friend from Texas.
Lord.
For Christ's sake, 8 hours to talk about.
Lord, today was my first full day back from my vacation, and I needed to work as well as I talked to a friend who needed me. You are
You work when you and I talk.
Lauren, I had a lot of work to do. You are outrageously...
I'm too dumb to pronounce that when he's boyfriend/husband. Why don't we have a little break and listen to Kayla's song?
I'm down for that.
I like the porn you sent me.
Have you ever heard of the Beatles?
That still sounds like porn to me every fucking time.
I think so.
Okay, well, it sounds exactly like the Beatles used to sound.
Why don't you sing for me?
Okay, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Kayla, Kayla, you sound so sweet. Kayla, Kayla, no, you sound so sweet.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I still got that chest cold hanging on to me a little bit.
I'm sorry. That's okay. I still love you.
Oh, good. You better.
Sing for me.
Let me finish my sandwich. Hear me chewing?
What kind of sandwich is it?
Bologna. Did you hear me chewing?
Yeah.
Kayla, Kayla, you sound so sweet. Kayla, Kayla, you sound so sweet.
Thank you.
Are you anxious to touch my penis? I'm my precious little princess.
Aren't you so sweet? I like it when you call me that.
Huh?
I like it when you call me that.
Huh?
I like it when you call me that.
Huh?
Why don't you sing for me?
Okay, well, it sounds exactly like the Beatles used to sound.
Okay.
Oh, Kayla, Kayla, you sound so sweet.
Wow.
Kayla, Kayla, you are so precious.
Thank you. What do you think?
I'm thinking I wish I was there with you right now. If I was, you'd be naked.
What?
Well,
Oh my god.
What?
Well,
What?
I love it
like
every
me
time.
to want to talk to me that long.
I gotta go.
Okay, why are you rushing? Why does it sound like you're putting makeup on? Why are you putting makeup on at this time of night? 12:30 at night? Why? You better not be putting makeup on for that son of a bitch.
Little bit.
Why the fuck do you want to look good for this motherfucker? To cheat on your boyfriend?
Uh-huh.
You planning on fucking making out with a fucking doctor?
Uh-huh.
You are putting fucking makeup on for the fucking doctor.
Uh-huh.
Why would she do this, son? Is that motherfucker there, yo? Is he fucking there, yo? Are you fucking cheating on me?
Little bit.
That fucking shit.
And
I had to mute myself halfway through because I was losing it.
I probably should have muted myself, to be fair. And that, unfortunately, is what that relationship would have been if it was real and it continued. I'm amazed that Lorne held off his rage for so long. And I all think it just shows another thing about how calculated he is. Like, Lorne can't help but rage, but he managed to keep it in check because he knows that's what he'd have to do to, try to keep that child. Like, so he's not always this uncontrolled monster. He is, calculating and manipulative enough to know, okay, I can't scream at her because, she's a kid. Anyway, that's a sidetrack.
Yeah, I think we're very. Lorne's very dumb, as we all know. But you're right. He does have like this sort of weird, this weird ability to be kind of conniving at times.
Oh, absolutely. He's not overly successful with it. Well, he's not successful with it. But he tries. And he puts so much effort into it too, like all the delete your archives bullshit and that. Like he had spoken to people, he had learnt stuff to try to pull this off. Which he's the laziest guy I've ever seen. So the fact that that's what he would put effort into, rather than sticking at a job or trying to do something that contributes to society, just sums him up.
Yeah, and it's. That kind of mentality is really, it's sad to see because it's just like, Lord would never be like a particularly great person, but like if he just stopped and put in the hard yards, like he could be, not he, but someone in his position, could have been a better person.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just like It's just like, maybe I should, get my shit together and, maybe I can have an actual relationship with someone who's not a child. But no, let me go through this, big ornate ordeal, go across state lines several hours out of my way to try to spirit away, this 13-year-old who's not going to have, any sort of experience because I don't have any either. It's just...
It's a lot. And yeah, so just whacking in the chat there. So Weird Versions, that's their channel where those songs come from. There's like 2 other Lorne themed ones, and then also some other stuff. So check that out, guys. All right, let's get back into it. I think we're suitably cleansed, hopefully.
We can follow Lorne.
It's not for 8 hours to your friend, but it's all right to talk for any time at all with your boyfriend, because you have work to do. You always get your work done with me. I mean, you come right out straight and tell me to shut up, but you didn't tell that to your friend.
First of all, I've never told you to shut up. And second of all, Lorne, this behavior is just really unhealthy. This is really toxic and unhealthy behavior. The fact of the matter is that you put yourself...
There's nothing unhealthy about me being mad because I miss you and I wanted you today, and somebody else took up all the time.
Lorne, you are so selfish that I can't even comprehend how selfish you are. You think about you first.
I'm not selfish because I want to spend time with my... If that is selfish, Because I want to spend time with my girlfriend after not having had any time with her for 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. Then yeah, I'm selfish.
You are.
I love how he not only admits fault, but also deflects and tries to blame someone else in like the same breath. It's almost it's like his special move that he can just do.
Yes. Yep.
I'm sorry I did this thing, but really you made me do it.
That's
so
right.
Basically, you fucked up for making me act this way.
That's right, because Lorne is not responsible for anything. He just kind of blows in the wind, and the awful people that he happens to meet are the reason that he gets pushed into the directions he does. He has no control over his life. It's a real sad story, really.
Get wrong.
I tell you, a friend of mine is having a crisis. You don't even care about that. You just care about the fact that it took up time and that you didn't get to talk to me. You are extremely selfish, Lauren.
But it took 8 hours to talk about her crisis.
See, you have, in your mind, you have a time limit on how long somebody else's problem should take. You don't even know what the problem is, but you...
I just noticed that with his boyfriend/husband that you put Lamondre in there. Kudos.
You have a time constraint on how long somebody else's problem should take to talk to their friend about.
Well, I can avoid it. What do you expect me to say? You didn't never fucking said anything to me.
No. It's not that you got avoided.
You ain't turning it around on me. It's not that bullshit. You ain't turning it around on me. No way. Fucking think so. You didn't have... You didn't even tell me you fucking missed me today.
No.
I asked you if you missed me and you...
And where he says this, I can't recall a call where Ramona says that she misses him or missed him. But he says it there as if, like, that's our thing. Like, every day we're like, I miss you. Like, and he's so shocked it didn't happen today. But, I mean, I'm probably wrong, but if there is a call where she says that, it would be, there wouldn't be many.
Yeah, no, it's probably it's probably something that happened like either once in like a call that like we haven't heard, or and like just it was because I know like quite a few calls like weren't recorded, like they didn't record everything, really just like the good ones.
Yeah.
I'm sure like there's like one or two here that were like super boring that weren't ever saved where like that happened or what have you. Or he's wants to remember what he wants to. I also feel that could be it.
That's right. Like maybe like he wore her down one time and she was like, "Yeah, Lorna, I guess I missed you." And he's like, see, like you need to say that to me all the time now, and if you don't, it spins my head around.
Right?
Lauren, you did not ask me if I missed you. You didn't ask me that not one time.
I said, happy to see you miss me too.
Okay, that's not a question. That's
I didn't go back anything fucking saying I did miss you too.
I love that line too.
That's not a question. That's a statement that you made mixed in with all these other text messages. The only difference is that this time you didn't call me a bitch, a slut, a whore, or a piece of shit. Oh, and you've also called me an asshole numerous times when you're drunk too. That's another thing.
Yeah, when I was drunk.
Yeah, this is...
I'm trying not to get drunk.
Oh, he was drunk, so that makes it okay.
Yeah,
as I was saying,
you're never accountable for anything you do when you're drunk, guys. Remember that. So if you plan on being an asshole, just get drunk first. And apparently it doesn't count according to Lorne.
You are very selfish because the fact that I can't have a day, not only a day where I don't talk to you. Like I can't do that, but the fact that
you had 9 days where you didn't talk to me.
Yeah, and I had to demand that because you got drunk and you treated me like crap.
I'm not going to deny it. I'll never stop saying sorry for it either. I'm very sorry for it.
Yeah, you've said sorry, but Lauren, you've done this since we've met. I couldn't even have Christmas with my family. My mother and my main... No, Lauren, no. My mother...
When you and I are spending so much time on phone, who is this girl talking to? This girl from Texas. Who is she talking to?
As I was saying, Christmas, I couldn't even have Christmas with my family, which included my mom and my 96-year-old grandmother, without you constantly messaging me and calling me names and harassing me because I wouldn't go to the bathroom and talk to you. I never got a Merry Christmas. It was go to the fucking bathroom. You can go to the fucking bathroom now. go to the bathroom and call me. You need to get away from them and call me. And I told you repeatedly that I could not, and please stop. And you continue to do that. You continue to harass me on Christmas because I couldn't get away from my family to go into the bathroom and call you. If that is not selfish, I don't know what is.
And, like, how awful is that? Like, to be getting harassed like that?
Yeah, I was waiting because I wanted to let the whole segment play, because that's probably my favorite bit of the Ramona lore next to this call here, was that he did that shit during Christmas, and the fact that he did that and then like after that wanted to meet her brother.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are. There's never any excuse. If you fucked up like that bad for like a Christmas holiday as someone like you just started seeing,
yeah, 100%.
I would never, to the day I die, want to meet her family.
No,
Not after pulling some shit like that, because you know, there's no way in hell like her family doesn't know.
that's
Like
right.
you know, they just be like, oh, like fucking, you know, it's this guy I started seeing. Like this is what happened. This is why I kept checking my phone. You know, during Christmas, I would never want to meet them.
That's right. He's registered on the sex offender registry. You know, just all the good points to tell grandma about at Christmas. And is this because I know at one stage it happened, like it wasn't a call. I think it was through, you know, it was revealed on a live stream or through text message or whatever. But I'm assuming this is the one where he forced her to go to the toilet so that he could propose to her, which that is amazing.
Yeah, there was a I forget what it was exactly. It was like like a live stream interview that some people had did with Ramona. I don't remember the name, so if they're here, they happen to see this, I apologize. It's been a while since I've listened to that, but yeah, she was talking about how she was with her family. It was, you know, Christmas thing going on, and when he finally got her on the phone in the bathroom, he had drunkenly proposed to her.
So crazy. Like, you imagine being harassed to the point where you have to go and hide in the toilet, basically, to talk to him. And he's like, will you fucking marry me, you fucking bitch? Like, because I'm sure it would have been something like that.
Right? I mean, the biggest issue that I have with it is just, like, imagine if that was, like, your proposal story.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like, you know, went, like, years down the track when you have kids and that is like, you know, Mum, tell me, you know, how Dad proposed. Well, I was at your grandmother's place for Christmas, which, you know, she's now dead now, and her final days, your father spent harassing me, so I didn't really get to spend too much time with her. But anyway, that's besides the point. So anyway, I was at Christmas, and we were having a lovely time, and he was repeatedly calling me in text messages, calling me a cunt, a slut, and a bitch. So I eventually relented and went to the toilet, where he screamed at me that I want to marry you. Wasn't that right, honey? Sure is, darling. So sweet.
Man. Like, it's fucking mind-boggling, and like, I thank God, you know, like this is all fake, except for his bullshit. But like, I couldn't imagine any woman like having something like that being their engagement or their proposal story. It's just like, I was in the bathroom getting screamed at. He was drunk. That's how it happened. I would die of secondhand embarrassment at that point, like the minute I heard that.
Yep, absolutely.
That was selfish. And I condone that too.
But yet you continue the behavior. But yet you continue the behavior, and you have gotten drunk consistently every week, at least one time a week, up until the time that you lost your job. And you even got drunk a couple times after that. And then you drove drunk. So, I mean, it's like, I mean, you are very selfish. You actually got behind the wheel of a car and drove drunk and risked people's lives. And then you were hoping that I would bitch you out about it, which I didn't, because I knew that that's how you are. And
that's right. Like, he was, you know, I wasn't going to tell you, and then it was expected to be bitched out, as she says. And wasn't, and it was like, because it's like he associates that with closeness, or, you know, if someone's going to, you know.
So you're tearing me into asshole. You must really care about me.
That's it. You must like me a lot to scream at me for that long.
I am not going to say sorry to you today for missing me.
No, I didn't ask you to say sorry for missing me. I didn't ask you to say anything. But I am just becoming aware of just how very selfish you are.
I mean,
and it's disturbing.
When it comes to wanting time with you, that's right. That time with you.
Please no.
I don't know. It just makes me laugh so much.
For almost 2 weeks. You're fucking right. I'm selfish about it.
It's not almost 2 weeks.
Well, the whole thing is just crazy, and I was just reading Amanda Jane's comment there about, my phone boyfriend proposed to me, and I said yes. And like when you read stuff like that, it really just like brings home how crazy this all is.
Right? Imagine being her father. It's just like, if he was gonna propose to you, like, why isn't he here? Like, this would have been like an okay time, I guess, but he just did it over the phone in the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, he can't leave Maine, Dad.
Oh God.
Hey, I look forward to it all fucking last week. I looked forward to it. I was surprised when you called me on Friday. I didn't think I was going to hear from you till Monday.
Yeah,
I didn't have very long on Friday. But I was looking so much forward to today.
Lauren, I spent 5 hours on the phone with you on Friday.
And Shin says, well, I met your father who was on the sex offender registry, and he was just finishing up his 9th year in rape class. Like the worst version of How I Met Your Mother ever. Like it's literally like a 30-second episode. The kids are just sitting there, and then it's like, well, we met on the sex offender registry. He screamed at me for months, and now we're here. The credits just roll.
Oh God, I forgot. I forgot he was still taking fucking class.
Still is from. I don't think.
Yeah, there's no way his ass is out. He's got to be still in there.
100%. He'll never get out of it. Like the only way he's getting out of sex offender class is a body bag.
Yep.
Death is the only thing that will release him. And yeah, Night Carrot Gaming. Thanks for being here, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Friday.
Take care, buddy.
Well,
I
the president got 8 hours today. I get 20 minutes.
First of all, she and I were not on.
You're right. I am selfish about it because I missed you.
Lauren,
I didn't get to talk to you for 9 days. I'm mad about it.
Lauren, first of all, she and I were not on the phone for 8 hours today. Second of all, I spent 5 hours on the phone with you Friday. You're acting like you haven't talked to me in weeks. Friday was just 2 days ago. And you did, and it's like and it's almost like you didn't
Night, Kathy Mac.
miss me. You're obsessed with me.
No, I missed you.
No, Lauren, you didn't. Because if you did, this is not how you
obsessed. Don't start getting into this obsession crap.
But that's what it is, Lauren. I
miss you. I miss you because you're my best friend.
Okay, yeah, and this is how you treat your best friend. You call her a whore, a bitch, and a slut. You get drunk. You text her repeatedly.
I don't do that anymore.
Lauren, you haven't done it in a couple of weeks. In fact, but you did it the day before I left work.
Why do you keep bringing it up?
I can only assume that he's still in class. He's been in there for 5-6 years, like during the Winnie saga, I think.
Yep.
He's got to still be in class.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, because if he actually got out of it, I'm sure one of the informed people in the community would do a stream or a video about it. Like, I'm sure we would have heard about it. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The whole reason I
used
to do that.
Which is what?
Because of the way everybody else screwing me.
Okay.
I'm scared of anybody screwing me.
Yeah, so...
Looking out for every little fucking thing that I shouldn't have to look out for in a person.
So you became an alcoholic to get back at them. That really worked.
No, that was me, my talk, all my stupid shit that I said.
And so
And that's like where he started, like, he got off the cigarettes in jail because he couldn't get access to them. And so he was no longer smoking. And then he got out and he just started smoking again to throw it in their face. Like, what a fucking idiot. Like they give a shit. Like, it's such a weird thing he does. Like, you do these things to try to show everyone up. Like, yes, continue giving yourself cancer just to shove it up the man.
Right, it's like that one call with Tiffany where they had just called each other, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm outside pissing just to piss you off."
Just a fucking pig. Exactly. But that sums him up. That he'll go and piss outside to piss someone off. Like, I mean, and as she says, you know, you're the one who's going to be stepping in your own piss, dickhead. Like, it's no skin off anyone else's nose.
Yeah, but he doesn't think that far ahead, so it's okay.
That's right.
Me being scared, being defensive, and protecting myself, but not knowing that I could trust you.
Lauren, I mean, these are all just excuses, and I've heard them over and over again. They're all just excuses. You are.
Well, they're the truth.
Hey, just pause real quick.
You are.
Yeah, man.
So Anaric asks, how can he still be in after this many years? From what I understand, like the big point of rape school is really they can't like just let people out regardless like how long you spend in there, because like the big thing is like you don't want to let people out of the class that would still be a threat. Like you've got to take responsibility for your actions. You have to recognize, you know, your patterns of behavior that make you a threat, so you can start working on those. Lauren's big issue is that, you know, nothing he does is his fault. You know, it was his siblings, you know, it was the catfishes, you know, it's Xavier. So long as he's not realizing that and like actually admitting it, you know, he's not going to get out. You know, he'll say those things, you know, to try to get in someone's pants. But that's not actual self-reflection. So, you know, I mean, it's the same reason, or rather it's like how he was trying to, you know, get with Rhoda. You know, behind everyone's backs, he was still that same fucking predator, and he'd already been in for 4 or 5 years at that point. So, you know, if the court had just let him out, he'd be doing that with someone else who's in the area, because he hasn't actually done anything right. He's filling out the books, he's doing the homework, but he's not doing anything internally to internalize that and stop being a piece of shit. So he's got to stay there. It might seem like a waste of money, but it's a lot better than like just letting him loose and, you know, being a little bit less supervised.
Yeah, and like, in my understanding, like it's the first kind of step. I mean, he can't admit what he did and what he is, so that won't get anywhere. And like someone like Shins in the chat would be able to would know more about this than I do. But like the whole point is, I mean, they don't really give a shit one way or the other if he graduates. But like he's on probation for life. But if there was ever a chance of him getting off that, like passing that class would be the very first step. Like he would have to pass that and then show for years and years and years that he is rehabilitated before they would even be entertained. Like, I mean, I know he's on probation for life, but I would, and I mean, it may be different over here. Like, there are circumstances where you can get off it, but it's really, really hard, and you've got to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like, so passing that class is like the first step in a billion steps to getting there, and he can't even do that.
Yeah, and it's just like, just real quick, it's like there's two paths that he could take. He could, you know, go through class. He could engage with his classmates and his counselor and his therapist and his probation officer. He could actually do those steps. Or what he does go down the other route where he, you know, he gets like $5,000 and gets a lawyer who tries to get him off and loses the fucking money in the case because his dumbass hasn't done anything. He keep drinking, go back to jail, and you know, keep being a piece of shit.
Yep.
Over and over, brother. We should live the truth. I'm not telling you something different.
You are in. Yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of crap. I mean, you are insanely selfish, and you are insanely possessive and controlling.
No, I'm not possessive and controlling.
You are.
I love you and I miss you.
This is not love,
Lauren. The shit that don't fucking look right.
Lauren, calling me a bitch and a whore when I don't call you back, or when it's midnight and you're texting me over and over again, is not love. Treating me like this because I put a friend first today who needed me is not love. This is not love, Lauren.
Well, you're right. It's being selfish. I'm selfish because I missed you and I wanted you.
Yeah, so you're being selfish and you're not being loving. This is not love.
Well, I'm sorry for being selfish.
I have experienced love before in relationships, and this is not it, Lauren.
Well, you've been lucky. You haven't been screwed to the point that I have.
Oh,
Yeah, but
God.
Lauren, I also didn't go online and try
gotta
and
love it,
solicit
man.
sex from him.
And this is, and he goes on about this heaps, like all the time, but in this call, you haven't been screwed like I have. Like, everything that you've been screwed by is your own fault, no one else's fault. I mean, and everyone's had, like, you know, heartbreak or whatever. Like, I mean, Lorne isn't alone in all this. But, two things, you can't bring that baggage into your next relationship. And if you're going to, you're not ready for another relationship. But he talks about he's been screwed. Really, the only time he was screwed was Amanda James. And he was the dumbass that, like, if someone is so obvious that in, like, a minute of talking, your sister can go, yeah, she's not real, and you went along with that for months, you're the fucking idiot, no one else. Like, no one,
Absolutely.
like, you allowed that to happen. And then after that, the only time you got screwed was when you tried to fuck kids. Like it's just ridiculous. But he thinks this excuses all future behaviour.
Yep, it's like that one call where he was talking to Ramona. He's just like, "You're helping me get out of the ways that other people have made me," and it's just like that right there is why he will never get off the registry.
Yep. And yeah, and as Shinza said, they'll never reward him for non-compliance, and they know him better now, so it's harder for him to bullshit them. So that's a good point too, Shins. Whereas even if he was to do that, and he was like, you know, oh, I'm all good now, I'm all like, they know about the years and years of non-compliance, so it's even like it's basically impossible now. Like, you know, if he got out, he didn't break any of his probation. He admitted, he passed the class, he engaged in therapy. Straight up, there's probably a chance, but the hole's too deep now, in my opinion.
Yeah, that ship has sailed.
Which is brilliant.
Why would you bring that up? Why would you even say that?
More because you do things
That has nothing to do with relationships and what we're doing, saying right now.
More, you do things to try to. You do things that cause your suffering. You do. And that's just one of them.
My card had nothing to do with what we're dealing with right now.
I'm not. No, but Lauren, I mean, you freaking tied your dog to a treadmill and put him on.
What the hell does that have to do with what we're talking about right now?
Because it's just another example of
since
how
I was not sure about that, but that's that sounds about right.
You are, Lauren.
No, I watched Season Milan. He said when I watched him, he doesn't mind to do that as long as you're right there with him. Roscoe got extra skin. When you see Roscoe in person, you'll see his extra skin, and you'll realize that I weren't choking Roscoe.
So putting your dog on a treadmill
by himself without a leash. He's still doing the same thing. He's still raining.
Tying your dog to a treadmill is not selfish. That is.
Why are you going all over the place and off the topic that we're saying?
Because you keep making me think of things that you've done that are selfish, Lauren. Things that you've done that are selfish. Things that you've done that are abusive. You are an abusive and selfish person, Lauren.
No.
Yes, you are.
Far from selfish and far from abusive.
How far from selfish? How far from abusive? Because if there was a circle that said abusive, you would be in the bullseye.
Amanda James, I think what he means by extra skin is it just means like he has like some slack. Like there's like, you know, a little bit more room before like he actually starts choking, which is not a good way to think about it. You know, when he's lashed to a goddamn treadmill. But I think that's what he means.
And my take on what he was talking about, and I'm probably wrong, but like, because on that video on the treadmill, because like where the collar was, like the skin, like in front of the collar where it's being pulled from the treadmill was all bunched up, and this is potentially what you were saying anyway. And so I think he's trying to say, oh well, that's just extra skin, like that's not it's being pulled tight. He's just got all this extra skin there, which is bullshit. Like, which is out and out bullshit. And I can't believe he's still trying to defend it. Like, fair enough. I mean, Lorne is not smart, okay? You know, but so if he kind of thought that, and because he tries to say, oh, Roscoe likes going on there and that, he was told after that, don't do that. So if he had just come out and said, okay, look, I didn't realise, I'm so sorry, I can't believe I might have hurt him, like, that would be one thing, but he's still trying to defend it. You can't defend it. Like, and also, you basically have nothing to do. Why not, instead of harassing your catfish, take your dog for a fucking walk? You're not in a little apartment, in the middle of New York. Here's my American geography that I'm so good at. Where that might be difficult. You've got all this land around you. Walk your fucking dog. Stop harassing people. Walk your dog instead of putting on a treadmill and making videos for people that actively want to give you shit.
But Cornville, you don't understand. If he goes for a walk, he might not get reception out, in the fucking sticks.
That's right. And what if his girlfriend that calling him all the time and can't wait to hear from him missing? They'll be he'll be right on the fucking verge then. Can't risk that.
So if there was a circle that said selfish, you would be on the bullseye. I don't see how
How is it not selfish for you to not let me know that you're dealing with a crisis with a friend and that you're going through all that? How is that not abusive or selfish?
And here we come full circle to my favorite part of the call where, Ramona's being selfish. She's the one. Lauren is really the one who's being abused.
Yep, that's right. Come on, Ramona. Pull your shit together.
Let me know that. Instead of just avoiding me when I'm telling you all straight, I miss you.
Yeah, and 100%, Melvin. Judge Woodcock told Lorne that he is not a victim of his own crime. That is one of the best quotes I've heard. I'm a big Judge Woodcock fan.
I'd like to spend some time with you.
So, my friend, first of all...
How is that not selfish and how is it not abusive?
First of all, the message that you got was... Where is it? Or the message that you sent was... I miss you. Or you had said this day sucks. I said why? And you said I miss you and the weather sucks and I'm home right now. And you asked if I was still talking to her.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday to you as well.
Absolutely.
And I said yes. I was still talking to her. And I was also doing my job. And then you said, what time will you be done work? I said around 5 p.m. I said I have a meeting at 4:30. I knew my meeting was going to go over.
That's what I thought your meeting was at 4:30.
Yeah. The meeting was at 4:30, but I knew it was going to go over into 5 o'clock. And so then you said, are you going to call again? I didn't respond because I was dealing with other things. And then immediately after that, you said, yes, that's a no. And then that's when this whole flood of text messages started from you. And went from then until...
Why would you not respond to that? Why would you just say, I don't know, I'm dealing with a crisis with a friend, and I don't know how long it's going to take to get it through?
Because, as we said before, because it wouldn't finish there. Like, and that was, if he was a reasonable person, you could probably see his point there. Like, if he was a reasonable person where, sending a message saying, hey, sorry, I'm not going to be able to talk for a while, Texas girl has real problem going on here I need to help her with. And the response would have been, okay, no worries, then, you probably say, well, you probably should have sent him a text, but that's not what would happen. It would have been just a stream of abuse. Or, I mean, he sent 19 messages without a response, for fuck's sake. Imagine if she knows she's at the phone.
Right? And that comment right there really it's super childish, where it's just like, how could you see all these and not want to respond? Like, why would you not want to? And to a point, I'd be like, if I was in Ramona's shoes and I was dealing with something and I was telling my significant others, hey, I'm doing this, whatever, and then I saw a flood of messages, my first thought would probably be just oh shit, something must be going on, they know I'm busy, something's going on, maybe I should take a second real quick. But Lord has never once had that sort of grace to anybody else. So you know that when you see that nothing's going on with him, there's no emergency, he's just upset.
That's right.
Because I didn't...
Why would it be so hard to text that?
Because I didn't get those messages for a while, and you would have kept going because you kept calling me. You kept calling me after I told you I was on the phone.
You couldn't do the same thing to her that you do to me. Hang on, I got to take this call real quick.
No, I'm not gonna. No,
a very good point. I can fully fucking see. I can see that. I can see that very, very well.
What? Who was that? Sorry.
Peter O'Keefe.
What did he say?
He says his theory is that Lauren doesn't want to admit that he was at fault because he still thinks that he can overturn his conviction.
I wouldn't be surprised, but at the very least he can overturn the court of public opinion. Like, he thinks that, as long as he never admits that, eventually people are going to start buying this bullshit. Eventually they're going to go, you know what, Lauren, you have had a hard life and it is perfectly reasonable that you did this, and which is crap, but he is delusional. And yes, he is a victim of his own salad. Lorne's wet salad, well said. We're all victims of his own salad, to be fair, after watching that shit.
And she's having a crisis like she was. I'm not going to hang up on her. No. Not gonna happen. And here's what's happening right now is that Lauren didn't come first in Ramona's life, and now Lauren has this huge issue with it. Lauren didn't come first today, so now Lauren has a problem.
They got the brush and did some more work about it home.
And here's the other thing. The day that Lauren got drunk, just a week ago, when Lauren got drunk, Lauren was not coming first that day. Lauren wasn't coming first because Ramona was packing for her trip. And so Lauren gets drunk off of whiskey and sends all of these messages to Ramona, harassing her and calling her.
Lauren will always be sorry for that. Lauren didn't even...
Oh, okay, Lauren will always be sorry for that. But
what's that?
Oh, I said I was thanking Shins for his correction.
When Lauren isn't drunk and Ramona's telling him that she had something to deal with today, he's still acting. And you see nothing wrong with it.
I see everything wrong with what I've done when I was drunk.
But Lauren, it's not about when you were drunk. Like, okay, you got drunk one time. It's not like you got drunk one time.
I don't understand why it is a problem. Even if she's having a crisis, just to say, can you hang on a minute so I can...
No, I was not going to make her hang on. No, I was not. A friend who's having a crisis, I'm not going to make them hang on a minute.
And there was no time in between there where you could say, hey, I'm dealing with a crisis with Texas girl. I'll tell you I'm done, or something.
First of all, I was working. I was not checking my text messages. That's thing one. Thing two...
I don't see what the problem with that is.
That's because you're selfish, Lauren. That's because you are selfish.
Because I'm selfish. What's so selfish about wanting to get a message from you?
It's not about
what's going on, so that I don't sit around and hope that you wait, or hope that you call.
It's not about. No. See, here's the thing. It's not about. It's not about.
Well, the reason I came back home was so that I could spend time with you on the phone out of the wind, where you wouldn't have a problem hearing me. You having a problem hearing me up there. Like, you couldn't help it. It was a breeze.
Lauren, as I said, it's not a problem with you wanting a message from me, but the problem comes when I get harassed with all these messages from you, cursing me out because I haven't called you. That's where the problem.
I'm sorry that I got scared and I got nervous and shit. Sometimes I can't help that shit.
But Lauren, I hear this.
You've never spent 8 hours on the phone with somebody before.
Lauren, I hear this all the time.
Yeah, and you're not going to hear it. Stop hearing it. I can tell you that it's going to stop. I can't guarantee it. I'm trying as hard as I can to get out of doing this shit. But I can't help it when I don't spend shit the time with you. And I miss you. I'm sorry. I can't tell you I'm going to get right out of that doing that shit.
Lauren, you have not changed one bit, and you are.
If he was anyone else on this goddamn planet, he would take what he just said and be like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be in a relationship. Maybe like this defense mechanism that I have that makes me lash out in anger and rage and distrust. and also dishonesty. Maybe I should go deal with this instead of just subjecting my other half to this and expecting them to always be there and put up with it, to be there for me and comfort me.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that's a good point to stop and have another little palate cleanser. So I wanted to play, Amanda James was mentioning before, Rob Zopp also makes really good lawn parodies amongst his other stuff. And yeah, so this is my favourite Rob Zopp song called Mr. Peen.
This is new to me. I'm open. Let's go.
Must be a shack, it's swarming with rats. It must be for real, a face-to-face deal. You'll get drunk and cry, and scream goodbye, then hang up the phone, and pee outside. Everything's all beat, now everything's gay. He wants you here, you're too far away. He's storming around, his trailer nude. Never forget who believes in you. Don't like those melting eyes, Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne. He's always alone, he's alone all the time. Did you text back? Do you lie? Make an appeal that everyone steals, but his pot pies were all ill-gotten meals. He'll treat you real bad, he'd bruise your face, but he'll be alone for the rest of his days. Don't like those melting eyes, certainly not a good and you. He does these things he never wanted to. He thought you were supposed to be 13. Our old friend caught in you and me. Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne. Don't like those melting eyes, Mr. Payne. Don't like those melting eyes. Oh, Mr. Payne, Mr. Payne. Oh, Mr. Payne, Mr. Payne. Bud Light night again, Bud Light night again, and he'll call and he'll scream. He'll send you his dong, and he'll send you his chest. His trailer smells of regret. He'll tell you straight out to come up to Maine and share his shack and his stupid last name. Don't like those melting eyes. Don't like your multitude of nudes. Ooh, ooh. Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne.
So yeah, so Rob Zopp has great. So as Amanda James put in before, he's got another one that's like Cornville '87 and a couple of others there I can't remember. So Lawn September. So make sure you go check him out and subscribe to him because he's still bringing out new stuff and they're so well done. All right.
Yeah, that was fun. I had no idea. Again, like the community just puts things out there that I just stumble across. I had no idea people were making music.
Yep.
That was nice.
No, it's really good. And as he says in the description there, that is the hit song from the band Shaved. Thought you wanted to be shaved down there.
Still controlling, and you won't even.
Yes, I have changed. I know I've changed. What you see tonight, I know I have.
Lauren, I've asked you numerous times. Name one way in which you've changed. Just one way.
And I know I can't name them. It's just that I know I have. I can see them.
So okay, so you can see them, but no one else can. I'm
And
sure.
I know you can see them too.
No,
I know
Lauren,
you can see them too.
Lauren,
You're just not thinking about them.
Lauren, I have asked you, just name one reason. If I could see it, I'd name it. Name just one reason, or just one way, rather. One way in which you've changed. Just one. Just one way.
When's the last time I called you a bitch or slut or anything like that?
The answer should be never, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren, for not.
Exactly. So, give me credit because it's been a little while since I've done that. Something you should never do. But he wants a pat on the back because, hey, it's been a little while since I called you a bitch, a slut, or a whore, or a cunt. Like, come on. Throw me a bone.
Why don't you give me props? Why are you not giving me props, Ramona? I did a good thing.
I'm getting better. Give me a pat on the head.
Calling me a bitch, a whore, or a slut in the past month.
I'm changing. I told you I can't. I'm not getting drunk anymore, but even when I get drunk, I don't tell you that. But I am changing.
So
And it's because of you that I don't say that anymore.
So you get Boyfriend of the Year award because you haven't called me a bitch, slut, or whore in a month.
No. Oh, God. See, it doesn't matter what I say. I still wind up being a bad person.
Lauren, no, I have asked you seriously for one way in which you've changed. Just one way.
I love you, and I trust you more than I've ever trusted anybody.
How is that tangible? Tell me something that I can see.
I didn't say I wasn't going to screw up now, man.
I didn't say that either. But tell me one thing that I can see that lets me know this guy has changed or this guy has changed. Just one way.
I don't show anybody myself naked.
We'll get to that later.
I cannot help it over the internet. It's not something that I can help.
So because so because you haven't sent anyone nudies in a month.
I don't talk to anybody dirty.
Now, this was a couple of months removed from when he tried to meet Michelle Simpson after talking
funny you should mention that.
Like this is like he's like, I don't talk to anyone dirty. Like, you can't just do something and then like a few months later be like, well, I don't do that anymore.
Right? I think the most pathetic part of this for me is the fact that like the shit that he's pulling out is like it's expected.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like what good things do you do? Not like, oh, like I listen to you. Oh, like I take what you say into consideration. Not, oh, I tried to be, more kind of things like that. No, it's just, well, I didn't show myself naked.
Yeah.
This is someone you're dating. You shouldn't be doing that. Like that should never be like a point you try to make.
No.
To show how you've changed to someone that you say that you love.
Yeah, and like he says that he doesn't talk naked, but at this point he doesn't have any access to his phone or the phone he had. He's obviously got another one now, or a computer. So his options are limited. Like unless he just stands out the front of his house and screams obscenities to people about wanting to fuck them. Like he doesn't really have the opportunity to talk dirty to people.
That's because the quote bitch who is your probation officer, end quote, took your phone and your computer. That's why.
And it's a damn good thing she did, because it made me see what I was fucking missing by being on that stupid piece of shit.
Okay, and so because you don't have access to the internet anymore, Lauren, you couldn't even reject a woman in your comments who was hitting on you. You couldn't even ignore her. You couldn't even ignore with her. You had to have some kind of sexual talk with her and try and set up sex and send her all your duties. And she could have been. And she
all this other stuff has come up and made me realize more things.
Yeah, and she very well could have been underage. And the other thing, Lauren, and I'll get to this in a minute. The other thing is you have a video out there of you begging Ember, whatever the fuck her name is, for a video of her pussy. So I mean, there is a video of
I forgot this call was after that the begging Amber for videos of her pussy video. That's another good one too.
There's nothing I can do or say is to make me look any better. Every time I find something, to shoot her right down anyway.
And Lauren, I have asked.
All I can tell you is I love you and I miss you. And yeah, I'm irritated about not having shit for time with you today.
Lauren, this is not love, though.
No,
and it's like,
I die for you. There ain't many people on the earth that I die for.
Okay, you got
the
odds of that even needing to ever happen are like astronomically below zero.
You know, it was there was another call from like a year ago that I had heard where someone in the chat was just like, Lauren's kind of like a Hallmark card where he just says these stupid phrases that he thinks mean something, but they really don't. Yep. I can't imagine in one breath saying, I love you more than I've loved anyone, I trust you more than anyone, I would die for you. Who are you cheating on me with, you fucking lying bitch, you slut, you whore?
Yeah, exactly. You know, sorry, mate.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but like exactly like you say, like it's all just words. Like they're not tangible. They don't mean anything. I mean, he says stuff like that. As Amanda James says in the chat, he told Kayla he would die for her. Like he wouldn't fucking die for her. I mean, it's just ridiculous shit. And like, I mean, I understand like, you know, quantifying love is not something that's easy to do. Like, you know, there's a lot of different versions of that. But like he doesn't love anyone. Like this isn't love. Like this is not. You can't be screaming at someone, worried that they're cheating on you all the time, abusing them, and then say you love them more than anyone else. Like that is just a phrase. Like you might as well have said, you know, jibbity goo gaga. Like it's just words. It's nothing.
Yep.
The odds of that are astronomical.
At least you know that I'm willing to give up my life to save yours.
Okay, but Lauren, I mean, I don't see anything tangible. Like, I mean, you.
Well, that's true, Drive. He said basically he would die for her in a reasonable situation.
Told me that if I stay in this relationship, I'll get this great relationship and everything will be great. How is it great?
Why is it hard for you to do something that I asked for?
You go right back to this.
Yeah.
No answer, no acknowledgement, straight back to, well, I don't see why you can't just do what I want you to do.
That's
I don't
right.
understand this.
Well, you've got me cornered there, Ramona, but how about this?
Right? And like I said, that is the thing I love the most about him. It's the fact that like you could just list every single thing he's fucked up, that he's misinterpreted, that he's misunderstood, that he's just gotten flat out wrong, and he will just ignore it and go right back to his point. I love it.
Exactly. And yeah, we'll go for about another 15 minutes, so we'll have to do this in two parts. So if you're available another time to finish this one off, but we'll go for about another 15, guys, because I know it's getting fairly late where some people are.
This isn't the first time that I asked you for that.
Lauren.
But you don't tell me, you still don't do it.
Lauren, I messaged you.
Why would you not do it when you know it's going to make me feel better, so that I know I don't have to wait around. I know it's not some fucked up thing that I used to get from other people.
Lauren.
Why would you not want to make me feel better?
Lauren, it is not always about you. And when I was on the phone with a friend who had a crisis,
and then he goes, why would you not want to make me feel better? And that, like, it's constant reassurance that he needs. Like, even if he was in a relationship, with someone that was like, being nice to him or whatever, like it was a somewhat better relationship with this. Like, it wouldn't just be a matter of saying, look, you know, Lorne, you mean a lot to me, or this kind of stuff. He would need to hear it all the fucking time. It'd be like, you haven't told me for a few hours that you love me. Like, well, I love you, Lorne. Like, you haven't told me, like, you know, just say it to make me feel better. It'd be exhausting. Like, it is probably better to keep him, like, at arm's length like this and actually play into this shit, because it wouldn't end. It wouldn't like you'd say it and it'd be like, okay, I'm comfortable in our relationship now. He'd need to hear it over and over.
Mm-hmm. And it just goes back to the selfishness, really, because he's just like, why would you not want to do this thing that would make me feel better? But we're also at a point in the relationship, quote unquote relationship, where Ramona's just like, hey, stop calling me these names, stop getting drunk, stop abusing me.
Exactly.
But I can't help that because you wouldn't talk to me on time, and this is the issue: you not wanting to do something for me.
Yep.
But Lauren, we were talking about you doing things for me.
You made me do it.
No, we're not going to talk about that. Let's go back to my part.
That's right.
I was not checking my phone every second to see if you were messaging me. I just wasn't. I was not checking my phone every second to see if you were messaging me. You apparently were messaging me, but I wasn't checking.
You saw a message when I asked you if you're going to call me again. You would send me a message right before I said
I didn't know. The answer
Weird
is I didn't
versions,
know.
welcome in.
I did not
think
know.
you just came in.
Yeah, g'day Weird Versions. We played one of your songs earlier. Once again, fantastic.
Yes,
great,
thank you
great
so
work.
much for the content. Love it a lot. Keep on shining.
Absolutely. And Night Shoe, Shuey.
Not Chewy.
You couldn't even. Do you see what I'm saying? You couldn't send me a message.
But then I say, and this has happened before. I say, I don't know, and then you say, oh, I guess Texas girl is more important than me.
Well, I was going to refrain from saying that.
No, yeah, you were going to refrain this time. Yeah, this time you were going to refrain from saying that when you have said it every single
time. Hey, you're shooting down everything I said to try to make me even look good.
Lauren, you're worried about trying to make you look good. I'm worried about why is this happening? How is this happening? This is insane. You've even yelled at me for being on the phone with my 96-year-old grandmother. I mean, come on, Lauren.
She sounds so exasperated.
Hey?
I said she sounds so exasperated.
Absolutely. Which you would be, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that was definitely a long time ago, because that was when I fucking barely knew you.
Oh, so you barely knew someone, and you yelled at them for being on the phone with their 96-year-old grandmother. That makes you look like a really good guy. And first of all, Lauren, it was not that long ago. And second of all, Lauren, you said, yeah, your grandmother's got a lot to say. Hang up the phone. That's what you said about a woman who's been on this planet for 9.5 decades. That's what you said. And you're telling me that that's not selfish? Are you really serious?
Well, that is not used to having somebody that's honest.
Yeah, you're not used to having somebody that's honest. Okay, yeah, that sounds nice and everything. And I'm not.
What do you want me to say? You get somebody that I am used to having somebody that's honest.
I
people have done to me.
I didn't ask about somebody who's
nothing
honest.
I did. What people have done to me.
Exactly. He just wants to be praised, you know.
He wants pussy and praise. That's all. The two things he needs.
That's it.
Used to having someone who admonishes me for getting on the phone with my nana.
That was a long time ago. Why would you bring that up now?
I'm bringing it up now.
Bringing up everything I've done wrong in the past. Why are you bringing it up now?
Because these things are still happening, and things like this are still happening.
And it's still happening that you don't send me a message to let me know so that I don't wait around.
Lauren, I am not at my phone 24/7 when you message me.
You sent me a message that saying you asked me if you...
Oh, no problems, Weird Versions. And my guest today is Kilroy.
You're going to call me back again.
And the answer was I didn't know. And I was not going to send that to you and have you go off on me, because you and I both know that you would have. I had one thing to deal with. I had work that I just started after being away, and I had those two things that occupied much of my day. my job, and a friend who had a crisis. And you're angry because I didn't take time away from that friend who had a crisis and invested in you. You're angry because one day you didn't get all of my attention. That's what you're angry about.
So somewhere in between that time that you were talking to the Texas girl, couldn't have told her, let me hang up the phone real quick so I can call somebody and I'll call you right back. And then give me a call and let me know my friend's having a crisis. Or even text me. Why? I don't understand. Why is that such a big deal?
So again, because I put somebody else's needs first, because they were having a crisis, because I put that first, you have a problem.
To let me know. That's what I'm having a problem with, is understanding why it would hurt to let me know.
And I'm having a problem with understanding why you are so astronomically, massively selfish. You are extremely selfish. You are extremely selfish and controlling and possessive. And frankly, mean. This is mean behavior. Because if I called her and I needed her, I wouldn't want her boyfriend texting her every 5 seconds. Whoa, where are you? Oh, so you can't call me? Whoa. I wouldn't want her to have to deal with that. And it's like you literally. I don't even know, Lauren. You're just extremely selfish and possessive.
I'm not. If one of those times you is selfish, then I am selfish.
No. But it's not about a little bit of time.
I love how he phrases like his shitty points as like a good thing. It's just like, I might be selfish, but it's because I love you.
That's right. Yeah, I can't help that I love you. Like,
you and I did talk today. We did, and we talked for 5 hours on Friday.
20 minutes, and really didn't need to talk because you were looking stuff up on the internet.
And the other thing, like, he talks about, how much time he gets on the phone and that. We know what they talk about, but in a situation where, we didn't hear most of the shit they talk about, like, what would they have to talk about? He literally does nothing except for when he's working, go to work, and then sit around his house and drink beer. Like, how much news could there be if they're talking every day, or even if they're talking once a week? Like, what have you been doing? Oh, I've been drinking. I've been driving truck. Like, that's it. Like, done. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later. Like, there's nothing to talk about unless it's abuse and just the same shit over and over.
And it's really weird because, like, throughout every single catfish that we know of, he has, like, this really, really weird perception of, like, spending time together, where it's just, like, the more time that you have together, on the phone or not, then, like, the closer you are, and the closer you are, like, the more in love you are. So, like, even if he's just sitting on the phone driving and she's working for 10 hours, that's quality time.
Exactly.
And like I don't think it's ever been like talked about like in a call, like why he feels like that. But like it's super weird and also sad and pathetic. But it's just like, like any amount of time is good time because like it automatically is like meaningful, and like that's just not the case.
And time is accrued to him as some way to show, how close you are or whatever. Like, we've been on the phone for, fucking 56 hours. That means we're fucking, well, I was going to say boyfriend, girlfriend, but that happens in the first minute. But, this is how much, like, you can't do this because, we've spent this much time together and all this kind of shit. It's very weird.
Oh, so the time that we talked on the phone wasn't valuable time. Lauren, it was all windy where you were, and I couldn't even hear you.
I couldn't even help that, and it wasn't that windy. It was breezy, but I can't help it with the headset.
It's the same damn thing, Lauren.
I tried to help it. I tried to do what I could do, but I still had to move around and do what I went up there to do.
Okay, Lauren, but what I'm saying to you is that this is how you act. on one day when you didn't come first. And this is selfish and disappointing.
It's disappointing that you couldn't text me and let me know. My friend's having a crisis.
Classic
I'll call you
deflection.
when I can get to tell you.
Lauren, this is going to shock you, right? This is really going to surprise you, what I'm about to say. My friend was having a crisis, and I was working at the same time. I was not thinking about you. I was thinking about helping my friend and doing my job because I've been away. And you
Hello,
were not on
Dragon's
the forefront of my mind.
Dreaming.
G'day, mate.
I am not obsessed with you, Lauren.
Because you had been away for so long, you were on my mind.
Okay, that's fine.
You was on my mind.
That's fine. But what I'm saying,
That's
Lauren...
not obsessive. That's me missing you.
Okay.
Nothing.
You are so selfish. I can't even comprehend it, Lauren. I really can't. It's all about you, and it's all what you want. That's it. That's the only thing that matters is what you want. It doesn't matter that my friend had a crisis. You don't give a shit about her. And the fact is that I do. You might not have ever met her. Heck, you've never even met me. But the fact is that me, someone who you claim to love, I don't know if you know what that word means, has a good friend who needed her. And she was there for her friend. Now, Lauren doesn't care about the crisis. Lauren just cares about the fact that it inconvenienced him, that he didn't get to talk to me today. That's all Lauren cares about. He didn't care. He didn't care that another really good human being had a problem. He just cares that it affected him. And we both know that that's true.
You're right.
I know I'm right. And also,
I'm done with you. But part of me was also thinking about the past.
And I'm thinking, like, what does? Yeah, and I know it's you. And I'm thinking now. I'm thinking, what do I? Because Ramona, I have to be selfish sometimes. I'm thinking, what do I get out of a relationship with a person like this?
All right. So I think that might be where we stop the call. So we'll move to palate cleansers in a second because this has been a lot for everyone. So I think we all need to have a bit of a laugh to finish off.
It's a bit of a long call.
But yeah, so there's about the same amount of call to go again. So will you come back another time that suits so we can finish this off?
Yeah, I'm certainly down for that. If you'll have me.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. This has been a lot of fun. All right. So the poll was pretty close. So because you've all been so good and fun in the chat, I'm gonna give you both. So.
Just a moment. You just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car.
Sit down.
Not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what?
Come on.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent
Succulent
Chinese
Chinese
meal?
meal?
Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one.
Good one.
And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Now, get your hands off there. Ta-ta and farewell.
It's a fucking
One cup,
treasure.
look.
Every time. All right, and we've got another installment of Destination F from Aussie Man.
Basketball is relatively safe. There's not a lot that can go wrong. It's a good sport to have a nap to. Oh, he's throwing the ball into the crowd. The opposition let it go out, and in doing so, a lucky crowd member won a holiday. I'm sure she didn't know they were giving out free trips to Destination Fucked at the game. But beggars can't be choosers. Over at the soccer, that is a lovely shot on goal. Or maybe it's a shit shot, I don't know. This bloke slides in and sacrifices his family to the Destination Fucked gods. Like basketball, there's not a lot that can go wrong with skateboarding, is there? It's very rare you'll see snapped bones and cracked craniums. The old boat on a swing. How I have such fond memories of playing with me own swingy boat. Let's have a look at his dismount skills. Terrific. Nailed it. I'd give that 10 out of 10 on the Destination Fucked scorecard. You can tell he's committed his whole life to achieving this amazing athletic moment. Have a look at this beautiful bastard on his hydrojet. He's gyrating and thrusting like he's in a Cardi B music video. His confidence is high, so he decides to swoop in and ask a Sheila if she wants to go on a date to his favourite destination. It's important to remember you only live once. I don't say this to encourage risky, fun behaviour. I say it to discourage risky, fun behaviour. Bloody hell, Sheilas in bikinis and Destination Fucked are like peas and carrots. They go well together. She is up shit creek without a paddle. I often think movie studios have finally listened to us. It's been a long campaign, but here it is. The first ever male Mary Poppins. What a fair dinkum inspiration. I wonder if he can also sing A Spoonful of Sugar. Let's play Takeshi's Castle and shit mixed. That was a good impersonation of a contestant. Like basketball and skateboarding, it's hard to imagine skydiving going wrong. Being 10,000 feet above the earth means you're 10,000 feet from Destination Fucked. Of course, you could almost get hit by a plane, but don't worry about that. Just wave to the camera. Destination lucky. Destination lucky and safe. I love how you can instantly tell whatever he's doing is a shit idea. There it is. I have no idea how that could have gone any other way. He willingly slid on soapy water to Destination Fucked. Just think about that for a minute.
I've never seen that before. Jesus.
He's got a heap of in these Destination Fuck series. I love them. Yeah, all right, guys. So look, we're gonna wrap up there. So firstly, thank you very much, Kilroy, for being here. We'll definitely finish this one out. I've had a great time.
Thanks for having me on. Thanks everyone who came in for being here. It's my first time ever being on a live stream thing, so I really appreciate the turnout and all of that. So. Yep. Have a nice night. Oh, no, I'm good. Have a nice night, everyone.
I just realised my mic was on mute. Sorry, everyone. That's typical fucking Cornville. So yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, I'll be back kind of early to mid next week. Have a great weekend. Thanks so much for being with me all the days this week I've been streaming. And yeah, delete your archives.
Good night.
Night.